Hey!
All right. Unfiltered Sports Podcast is back. You know what I'm saying? We got Jordan Francis in the building. What's good? A little here, early, a little here. CEO, say what's up to the peasants.
Yeah, what's good, peasants? You know what I'm saying? We're starting earlier, you know what I'm saying? Because it's not like first of all, the game happened at 1, so.
Which is dumb, by the way.
Which is dumb, right? I was like, I swore the game was going to happen because you know how we're used to covering football while we're covering the podcast. So yeah. I swore it was going to happen during the stream. I don't know why, but then I checked. It was 1 o'clock. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, it is what it is. What's up, Naja? You pronounce his name, CEO. Najee, what's up? What's up, Taj? I want to meet your madre. Pay my respect to your padre. Me more. Okay, I know madre means mom. Padre means that. What the fuck is me more?
It sounds like a Drake song.
That's a Drake song. Yeah, that's that Drake, that stupid ass Drake song on Instagram.
Yeah.
Oh, that new shit that came out?
Yeah.
Is that a real song or is that AI? I thought it was AI.
No. I mean, no. He has like a half Spanish song on his new album.
That's gay.
I heard that broke records, by the way, too.
I'm not gonna lie. I like the album. I liked it.
All right. Anyways, what's up, everybody? I didn't get to say hi.
Oh yeah, what's up, Brandon? We got the Brandon, CEO. You have nothing to worry about. We got the bodyguard here, my point guard here, Brandon. Brandon, say what's up to the people.
What's popping? We just got obliterated, like in real life and in the game, so I'm not in a good mood.
Huh.
I'm more. You know what's funny? I'm more mad about 2K than I am in real life, though, because I already knew we were gonna lose. But fucking 2K pissed me the fuck off.
I can't stand watching a Knicks game because they always have these fake comebacks, and I can't move. I just want to be all right. Let me just go take a nap. Let me go to the store, and they have a fake comeback. And now I have to sit here and watch it just for these assholes to fucking choke it up. Yeah, nah, that shit. Because I remember I texted the group chat. I was like, "Yo, last time we came down within 1, and 30 seconds later we down 17." I'm like, watch. I was like saying, please don't be a stupid ass fake comeback again. And what happened? So it is what it is.
Listen, at least the Knicks changed it up. Before it was they're gonna come back. It's gonna be within like 2 or 3 points. You're gonna get hope, and then they're gonna absolutely rip your heart out of your chest. Right now, instead they came back close to more like 10-9 points, and then
we got it to 4.
And then they just got completely blown out again. So. It is a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? Knicks are we know the Knicks are nothing but a fraudulent team.
I mean, listen, two streams ago when I was here.
Happy Sunday to you guys. God bless you too.
Two streams ago when I was here. Thank you. 2 streams when I was here. I already said when we lost that first game to OKC and we choked. What was it, like 12-point lead? I already put it in my mind we're not winning anything after that, and that was what. Oh, that was a while ago already, so I'm not exactly shocked here either. I mean, there's a bunch of problems, and I don't know if we're gonna go through all the Knicks problems today, but whatever. It is what it is.
One problem is we can't score. I mean, we just can't fucking score. I'm sorry. Besides Jalen Brunson and Cat, and by the way, can I just sit here? I don't care what the stats say. Cat was getting locked the hell up that whole game.
He was getting blocked left and right. He was getting bitched all night. It was fantastic. Fantastic television.
Not for nothing, though. Just he was. But not for nothing. It's so easy to bottle up Cat, especially when nobody. If OG's not hitting, if fucking Josh Hart's not doing anything, if who else is there? McCow. Then at that point you just double Cat and Brunson and it's over. So there's nothing we could do at that point. They turned into autistic when they played the Celtics this year. So yeah, it is.
And they're gonna. This was game 3, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. So you all agree they're getting swept.
We'll give a gentleman's sweep.
I mean, last year we were supposed to get swept, and we won the last game. So
Oh, you talking about? I thought you meant the playoffs. So we're playing Boston in the playoffs. So.
Oh yeah, we might play them. We most likely gonna play them in the second round. Maybe a gentleman's sweep. Let's be fair now. The Pacers lost in 5.
No, as long as Brandon learned his lesson, not to bet against the master. You know what I'm saying? That's why I won my bet, RJ.
Well, I'm talking about CEO. Hold up. Now that Brandon's not betting anymore, maybe the Knicks have a chance. You never know.
And to be fair, that bet, it's not like I because it sounds worse than it is. If I would have bet like this week, let's say we didn't have the bet, and I would never bet this week. This bet was from like 6 months ago, so it's not like I could change the bet midway.
Well, tell me, was this bet before or after the cat trade?
This is that's a good question actually.
I don't remember.
It might have been around the cat trade. I'm not sure if it was like the week before or the week of. It was one of the two. That shit was like what, September? Yeah. Point is, it is what it is. We gotta listen. The Knicks right now, we're like the Bills or the Ravens. We're like one of those teams. We can't beat the Chiefs in our conference, but that's okay. We have a window still. So next year when we get Giannis, it's wraps for you. Okay, it's wraps for you when we get Giannis.
Well, just to clear things up, the bet was, I believe the bet was made before the trade or the cat trade. So which makes it worse, which makes this bet worse for Brandon.
I don't know if it makes it worse because with the team we had already, that was depending on the Knicks fan you ask, it was a little bit more promising. So depending who you ask.
Listen, cats.
Like you talking about from last year? Or you talking about the before the cat trade or after the cat trade?
The team that we had before the cat trade and the team we had after the cat trade. No matter which one I was making the bet with, I mean, depending who you ask as a Knicks fan, I don't think it makes much of a difference.
Well, I don't.
Because listen,
Bridges is so bad. Like,
did we have? We probably had Mikal, but I don't know. We did a lot of things. We did a lot of things in that time. But the point is, the bet's over. So now, CEO, when we see you guys in the playoffs, there's no bet to curse. God's not going to punish me, and it's belt to ash for you guys. Okay.
You don't believe that? You don't believe that one bit?
Double or nothing. Not chill.
Oh, I mean, I'd gladly take that. Hell yeah. Fuck yeah. If you want to lose more money, then be my guy.
Chill. Let us get Giannis first, and then we talk.
Hold on. So let's start off with that. What's your guys' thoughts? I did see it. Brandon was in line. There are bets that Giannis, we're the favorites to get Giannis. You know what, Brandon? Let's be objective here. Let's let CEO go. What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, listen, I said I hope y'all get Giannis because y'all just going to end up being Nets 2.0. All right? This Knicks organization is dysfunctional, all right? They need to get rid of that bum coach, all right? And they might have to revisit that GM, all right? That's just a fact. It's just the facts. I mean, listen, I guess if you're okay being relevant somewhat, second round exits every year, I mean, that's fine. If that's your goals, then, keep Thibs and keep Rose. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all go out and get Giannis, I foresee, and I'm calling it now, if they get Giannis, it's going to be Nets 2.0. It's going to be, oh my God, they got the big three. They got fucking Giannis, Cat, and Brunson. It's just going to be like KD, Kyrie, and fucking Harden. Calling it right now.
RJ, you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
You go first. I'm still trying to gather my thoughts.
Okay, gather your thoughts. As far as I want to put it out there first, Najee, I know we're 0-7 against fucking those teams. I know that. Though you don't got to tell me. I know. I was fighting with Knicks fans in my other fucking group chat talking about they're calling me before the game when Josh Hart was active and OG was active. I'm like, all right, cool. We'll lose by fucking 30 instead of 50. And I got called a fake Knicks fans for saying that in my group chat. This is why nobody likes New York. Second, as far as Giannis, I don't actually think he's going to be a Knick. I mean, let's be real. It's going to take a lot for us to do that. I don't think money-wise is going to be an issue because salary is going to be better. We have a bunch of expiring contracts, but I think we don't have much to give up yet. But the report is we're the top landing spot. So let's just say if it happened, I don't think it's going to happen, but if it happened, stop it, CEO. Stop it.
No.
If Giannis joins this squad, nobody's beating us.
No. Here's the thing. Here's the problem, right? Because if Giannis joins your squad, that means you gave up a shit ton. It's gonna be the Nets. You're gonna have no depth. Something about the Celtics is our starters are great, our bench is great, and even our third stringers are serviceable. All right, and the thing is, we're so deep as a team that you're not competing because our bench clowns your starters. I'm not sure if you have noticed that yet, but Pritchard and Cornette cook y'all niggas on a consistent basis.
I want to say something about that. I have no problem saying your bench is good and all that stuff, but like that's got to go to like Joe Mazzulla. I feel like a lot of that credit got to, everybody talks about him being crazy and whatnot, and I know I said before like Ime would do the same thing, which I don't know, maybe he would, but Joe Mazzulla did a great job with these fucking dudes. I can't even lie about that. And back to the coach thing. Listen, the same thing I say with Tibbs, I've been saying for a while now. If you want to replace him, fine, replace him. It's just who? That's the problem. Who? Because the only coach I know is out there is what? Adrian Griffin. That's the only coach I know that's out there. So I mean, Knicks got their problems, but we got a whole window. I'm not too worried.
Window.
We got a whole. We absolutely have a window.
Listen, our players are in their prime. Young. You got Brunson's almost 30.
Brunson's 28. He just turned 28. Relax.
And Cat, well, I mean that's almost 30. And Cat, what is he already 30 plus?
They're still in their prime.
You know what I'm saying? So the whole schmindo bullshit that only works if you got an aging team and you got a young squad. No, Celtics are young.
I mean,
and
we
they got
definitely
everything
have a
under
window.
control.
We have a decent window. I would say our window is like 2, maybe 3 years. That's not bad.
Listen, the thing is,
that's 29.
We got Jason Tatum, all right, and he's he's a cream of the crop type player. And the fact of the matter is, Jalen Brunson can't be no number one. All right, it's just a fact. He's a number two.
Off of what basis?
Off the basis he can't take the team to the finals. He can't win it. If you take Jalen Brunson, he's not going to ever win you a championship as a number one guy. He's a good point guard, but he needs. If y'all had Giannis, then he could be a sidekick to Giannis.
Jason Tatum is the same age as Jalen Brunson, and he just won a finals last year. So that's the first thing. Second,
whoa, you're not seriously believing that Brunson can win you a title as a number one guy.
I'm saying he undoubtedly has been the number one guy, and he's been doing fine as the number one guy. That's not as long as everybody.
But he's not going to take you over the hump.
We have way bigger issues to talk about than Brunson because Brunson's fine as the number one guy. We need depth on the bench. We have a bunch of problems that we have to solve in order for Brunson to actually do that. So that's the first thing. Second, like he's been on the team. This is the third year. Took us to the playoffs 3 times. Last year would have took us to the Eastern Conference Finals. If not for all these injuries, and he broke his hand. Like you can't really say that.
Listen, I know if we had a bet on this, which I know you don't bet anymore because you lose. All right. But if we had a bet on this, he's not winning a championship as the number one guy in New York. I mean, anybody knows Brunson's really, really good. But is he? Do I think he's on the same level as a Tatum? No, right?
No, but
he's lacking. And listen, he's good for what he is, but he's lacking defense. He's one of the worst, I think, defensive players.
Which is fair. Which is fair. I think, but I still think it's lacking in height. I think it's still a little premature to say that he couldn't do it yet without.
No, it's the problem with him is like. Apart from his defensive game, it's just that he's so skillful, but it's just like it's just the defense is not there and the size is it's just not there.
I mean, I look at it from a different perspective. Like if we don't have Brunson on the team, we're probably barely a playing team. Maybe. I mean, you look at the team without Brunson, we've only seen a couple.
No, absolutely.
We get obliterated without Brunson.
Without Brunson, your team is fucking ass. I mean, that's not even a question.
Without Brunson, are we making a play-in? That's
no, you're not. You're ass. You're completely ass.
So with that question, it's like because he's that good to transcend us to where we are now. Because it's where we are right now. I don't know. I'd say he's definitely number one for right now.
Well,
I'm looking at it from that perspective.
Well, CEO brings up a good point because CEO knows I'm very much smarter than him, and I would combat what he said, but kind of thinking about what CEO said. Now, everybody knows I love Brunson. He's my favorite player on the Knicks, even though Josh Hart's competing with him on that. But my favorite player, one of my favorite players in the league. But I think, and I don't know if CEO's saying this or not, but I'm going to say it. I think CEO's saying that Jalen Brunson is kind of like Isaiah Thomas with the Boston Celtics, where, yeah, he's good, but he's not good enough to lead you to a chip. Because I'm thinking about it. How many 6-foot point guards have led teams to a championship and won?
I don't know if CEO can respond to that.
Well, I will say this. I do think that Brunson was probably better than Isaiah Thomas.
I mean, Isaiah took you to a conference championship, just saying.
Yeah, I mean, Brunson's short, but IT was even shorter, like what, 3-4 inches shorter?
Like I said, the only reason I say my point with my perspective is just how bad we would be without Brunson. That's my main thing with it.
Brunson's good. I mean, yes, he's a defensive liability, but they brought in Cat because here's the thing. The way the Knicks organization views Brunson is the way, let's say, Brandon views him. Like, he's a number one. We can agree on that. The Knicks organization views him as that type of player, right? So they thought, because before last year, it was basically Brunson and, as I would say, the misfits, right? You had a bunch of accessory players, role players. Okay, that's fine. Brunson, with the DiVincenzo, Hart, and all these guys. Now this offseason, what did they do? They went to the Timberwolves and traded DiVincenzo for Cat, because Cat was supposed to be the number 2, right? So that they were like, okay, we believe in Brunson as a number 1, and we got Cat as a number 2. So far, we could be wrong unless they do some miracle and all that bullshit. But so far, what it's showing me is that that's just not enough. I mean, yes, Cat is. Do I think Cat? I'm just be honest. The center position is so weak right now that Cat is technically one of the best centers, but the dude's a pussy. All right, and I just don't see him in that light. So yes, is he a good number 2 for Brunson? Probably not. But I think the league would perceive him as a good number 2. And so far, Brunson at the 1 and Cat as the number 2 sidekick isn't working out. Now you could try to get a better fit for Brunson, because honestly, the team he had last year had a little bit better chemistry than this team.
I would agree with that.
And RJ, I think you said that before the season started, that you thought that the chemistry would have been an issue. So it's turning out to be a fact. It's just let's just call it what it is. Apart from not knowing 100% if Brunson's the number 1, this Cat isn't as good as advertised. And he gets points and buckets, but there's a reason the Timberwolves moved off of him. Let's just be honest.
Well, I don't think the Timberwolves moved off him from a player perspective. That was just greedy ownership. I mean, you could say that Cat's soft and stuff like that. I'm not going to fight you on that, but I think that's a different perspective. When it comes to Cat and Brunson, I want to say as a duo, like because they've been fine this year. Yeah, they struggled against the Celtics, and they just lost badly to the Cavs. And, there's things that they themselves have to do better, sure. But I kind of want to put more of the blame, like we're talking just the players, I blame on the Mikal trade, which the Mikal trade and OG, because I don't know what the fuck. OG hasn't done shit since, like, the beginning of the season, and Mikal, like, I mean, we've been critical. The few times we've been critical on Mikal all year. We could have had Donovan, but
y'all traded RJ Barrett for OG, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I mean, last year looked like a great trade, no?
I don't think it's the. I mean, I'm not going to say it's a bad trade. It's not a bad trade, but the problem is it's not. Things can change. I would say things could change in the playoffs. It could change, but
you talking about the Cat trade or the Bridges trade?
No, the OG.
I mean, well, I from the games I watched, I mean, Bridges doesn't do shit. I mean, from the games, I mean, is he underperforming in the other games? Because
I mean, he has his nights, but for the most part, it seems like it's. I personally think it's more of a fit problem. I don't think Mikal is bad. I don't think he's bad. I think it's a fit problem. Is he playing the way he's supposed to be? No, but I think if I was coach, I'd put him on the bench in this case, but they wouldn't do that because they gave up 5 picks for him.
Okay,
We're about to pay him that money too.
So,
all right, good.
So taking into account the cat trade, taking into account the Mikal Bridges fitting issues, right? Well, this is a Rose problem, no?
Well, didn't someone call out Rose like a couple weeks ago? CEO.
Yeah, I think that was you, RJ.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have a problem with Leon Rose only because at least we've had Knicks fucking ownership that's made crazy bad moves, all right? And now we have somebody who's actually, been a little bit more aggressive in the market. As far as the regular season, as far as the regular season team, we're not even talking contending right now. Where at least we have that to look forward to as Knicks fans. Fucking before this whole regime, we had dudes that I can't even remember their names. They were starting for us and winning like 13 games.
When it comes to yes, your ownership is trash. We know that James Dolan is a horrible owner, but I will say this: he has been a lot more hands off since the new administration took a hold. So that's a benefit and credit to him because I think he remains outside of the fucking spotlight, unlike he did before. So that's good on him. Because I think he realized people don't like him.
That's easy to say.
So I mean, he has been pretty hands off. So this is why I don't blame James Dolan anymore because he's been hands off pretty much and out of the spotlight.
The one thing is that nobody's going to call for Leon's job because of where we're at the moment. Yeah, looking at the teams that we lost to this year, it's a problem. There's no denying that. But nobody's going to call for his job because of how much better of a Knicks team we've become over the last 4 years. We were the bottom of the barrel, most poverty fucking franchise in all sports probably at one point. So that's the first thing. Leon's built the roster. Whether it's going to work for a championship or not, it still remains to be seen. But nobody's calling for his job. If you're going to call for anybody's job first, it would be Tibbs. And people are calling for Tibbs' job. They've been calling for Tibbs' job. And like I said,
3 years late, but I mean, guess better than never.
Well, also, it's kind of like I don't want to say it's like a stepping stone because it doesn't really work like that in sports. But this is kind of like a stepping stone. You gotta improve a little bit before you start. You gotta step by step in a way. And I think Tibbs, it goes back to Tibbs. If you want to replace Tibbs, I'm fine with that. It's just who. And then with Leon's not going anywhere. Whether you want him here or not, he's not going anywhere because Jalen Brunson. That's his ex agent, and they're too tied in. And like I said, I don't think he's done nearly a bad enough job to be calling for his job. To give questions, of course, you can always question the GM. I think that's part of the job description.
Well, here's my thing, right? And I think Brandon, CEO, can. Well, I know they disagree on the court, but we know off the court, the number one guy, the guy who, they call to be like, hey, we're going to bring this guy on as Jalen Brunson. We can agree on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We can agree on that. So Brandon said something very interesting, and this is what I was going to get to when you guys were talking about Jalen Brunson. And I love Jalen Brunson, but are we sure Jalen Brunson's not here to blame? I mean, you think if Jalen Brunson's like, no, I want DiVincenzo and Randall on the team, you think they pulled that cat trade?
Well, I did say before the season, this was Jalen Brunson signed off on this trade. Anybody who's denying that is wrong.
I didn't deny that.
No, I'm just saying anybody who denies that is wrong.
But maybe, I hate to say this, maybe Brunson's the problem.
RJ, you know how I view Brunson, RJ? No, it reminds me of not so much like I'm saying like a stylistic standpoint, but in terms of being good enough but not good enough. He reminds me of Dame Dollar.
It's not a bad comparison.
I mean, think about it, right, RJ? Someone who everyone views as a number one, someone that that if he was off of his team and when he was prime, when he was with the Trailblazers, you knew that he was the guy. You knew that if you took him off that team, the rest of them niggas would be ass. But at the same time, there's a ceiling, there's a limit. Even though he's one of the top players in his position, he just doesn't. There, at least in my view, there's a good chance he'll follow that type of route. Whereas he's kind of like he's good, he's really good. The team believes in him, franchises believes in him. But if you really delve deep into it, you probably know he's not going to win it by himself, at least as the number one dude.
So I don't hate that comparison. I mean, I know I hate the comparison in the sense that obviously I wouldn't want that, but I don't hate it as in it makes sense. I mean, this is like a history thing. It's like kind of we gotta Knicks fans, they gotta kind of believe in Leon to right the ship in a sense and not do what not the Timberwolves, the Blazers did. Actually put talent around and actually maybe fuck around and fluke their way in. But what's up, Evan? But I think that's just one of those things. Like I said, when I say window, I believe there's time to. This is the first year of a essentially new team. Because, I mean, OG got here midway through the season. He barely played, so he's new. Macau's new. Cat's obviously new. Like, essentially, this is a brand new team once again because Leon's been been making changes every year. And this is just this might be, like, the first step to the final product. And this is just we'll see what happens. I think next year is more of a indictment on his job, good or bad. And
go ahead.
Yeah, and like I said, that whether that comes down to Tibbs or not is a different question because, I'm looking at next year. I've been looking at next year for like fucking 2 months already, but like I'm looking at next year now. Whether that's with Tibbs or not is a different question. I wouldn't, even though they paid him, I wouldn't be surprised if they did move on for Tibbs if they find somebody different. But if I had to put money on it, they would stick with him because once again, like NBA coaching market, I don't know what's up with it.
I want to say something, right? Because Brandon talks about a window, and that kind of scares me as a fan because anytime fans start talking about a window, and I'm just going to keep it real, they're most likely not winning a championship. How many times, and I know this is a different sport, but the Bills and the Ravens window. Like, we never talk about the Chiefs window. We talk the Chiefs just win. We never talk about when the Patriots were winning. The fucking Steelers had a window this, window that. So I want to say something. So Brandon, how long do you think the window of the Knicks is?
Well, I get you when you say about like the window scare and stuff like that. But because of how bad our team has been, our franchise has been, we kind of have to look at the window. It's a different case. We can't. It's like hold on, let me get to it. I don't want. It's kind of like a beggars can't be choosers type of thing. I'd rather be what we are now than what we were before. That's the first thing I'm going to say. Second, as far as the window, I would say because Brunson's on, but in 2 years from now he'll be 30. I think not counting this year. I think it'll probably be like 2 years. 2 years, max 3. But then after that, that's where we probably go back down to what we were, unless they fuck around and make good moves every year and then something happens. But even if we get somebody like Giannis, for example, let's just say we fuck around and get Giannis. He's still, how old is Giannis already? Giannis 30?
He's like 33,
33 or something like that. So even with that, we're at the point where we're going to make splash moves and hope it work out. And I'm fine with that because, we're going to try, of course. I'd say 2-3 years, closer to 2.
Now that's a fair one, though. There's 2 teams in the East that kind of scare me because they're so young and, they could take over the spots. It's the Orlando Magic and the Detroit Pistons. Now, people are going to say, well, RJ, those teams are trash. The Pistons are 6 right now, 31-26 with a young squad. I remember CEO was very quizzical of me liking Kate Cunningham. I'm pretty sure CEO's reluctant to say that now because Kate Cunningham is cooking up right now. In the Orlando Magic, now, I will say this. Orlando did not have Paolo for a lot of time. Granted, they did win a lot of games, but if Paolo was there, they probably would have won more.
I feel you.
We saw the Rockets last year have potential, and now the Rockets, I can tell you guys right now, the Rockets are 5th place. If I would have told you guys last year the Rockets were going to be in 5th place in the West, you guys would probably call me crazy. Just saying. So when it talks about window, I think your window's every year. You can't look towards the future. You got to look right now because nothing's guaranteed in the NBA or in any sports, to be honest with you.
And I agree with you. That's why Leon's going to keep making these big ass moves. Where we couldn't do anything trade deadline for money reasons. Isaiah Hartenstein hurt us too because Isaiah Hartenstein would have been a very big piece. But this is nothing's gonna. The team that you see now, the main pieces that you see will stay. Because we kind of have to keep them at this point. But like the changes are going to keep happening. And then maybe, listen, either it works out or the next 2-3 years are just changes to then it fizzles out. And then, next, Brunson's gone or something like that. That's, and like I said, It's scary for sure. Of course it is. As a fan, it's scary, but at the same time, it's a good thing. It's a good thing because at least this franchise is doing something. We fucking haven't been to a final since 2000, and we lost. We haven't won a final since what, 72? My mom wasn't even born yet. So the fact that the franchise is doing something. Now, the one thing, because I know we talked about Macau, that's why the Macau trade so far has sucked. But I really don't care that we traded 5 picks because of the simple reason we've never been good at drafting. So it's kind of like, fuck it, we're gonna go all in whether it works or not.
Well, you should be mad, number one, because we could have used those picks for something else, like a center for this. We could have traded those picks.
Nobody wants to trade them.
If we would have traded for 2 picks for Macau, right, and we had 3 more first-round picks, we could have got a center.
Nobody wanted to trade with us. That's the point. We tried to trade. This is the same thing. We tried to trade for a lot of young centers especially. Besides Cat, because I did tell you we were going to end up getting Cat, and it ended up happening. We tried to trade for Walker Kessler, Jalen Duren, Alfred Sengun, all 3 young guys, and they, these teams aren't just going to give up their centers. We can go for an older center. Who would you put in? Who would you put in mind as an older center that would have been good?
Steven Adams.
Steven Adams? Are you sure you want to go with Steve Adams, who is just as injury prone as Cat, and on top of that is offensively limited? He's great in defense, don't get me wrong, but like, how old is Steve Adams at this point? He's like what, 35?
32.
32. All right, it wouldn't have made sense at that point. You go with the guy that Brunson wants at that with Steven Adams. I don't know. And then I'm trying to think. There was another guy I was thinking of. There's
Well, no. My point is that say like we traded for Bridges, right? And we gave two first-round picks for Bridges. Okay, fine, cool. We still have 3 first-round picks. Maybe we can get a young center that you're telling me there's not going to be a bench center out there that we couldn't get for 3 first-round picks?
Well, but I'm telling you, we did try. We tried to give. We had the picks. We tried. We didn't just
before
go
after
Bridges. Both. We tried before and after. Teams do not want to trade with the Knicks for whatever reason it is. You saw it with Danny Ainge and Donovan. You saw it with I'm drawing a blank. But we keep seeing it over and over that teams don't want to, and that's fine. They're not required to. It's all about competition, especially in the East. They tried. I'm not going to say they didn't. They tried. It's also they tried to give up Mitchell Robinson too, and obviously whether you think he's a good trade piece or not. They tried to put him in it. They put who else they put it? They put dudes like Deuce McBride in trade, Dante DiVincenzo. They put all these guys in, and and in the end they settled for Cat. They weren't like, oh yeah, we're going straight up for Cat, and they settled for Cat. Now, granted, I'm sure they're happy with getting Cat. I'm sure they are, but the thing is, we've tried to get a lot of young guys. We try to get older guys, but a lot of teams, especially with how bring up Rudy Gobert again. Especially with how that Rudy trade went. Remember that before Luka got traded, the fucking market was high because of Rudy Gobert. So there's a lot of different things that the Knicks tried to do that just didn't work. So you gotta, it's either that or go into the seat. They had to pull the move. They had to pull the trigger on Cat because if not, Randall was going to be our center. Then that would have been horrible. Not just because Randall is this or that. It's just because he's not a center. They try to get a bunch of guys. They could have drafted for sure. They could have tried to trade it up for like a Zach Edey. At the same time, a lot of teams didn't want Zach Edey in a sense because a lot of teams viewed him as a bust. Now it looks like he's doing okay with Grizzlies. So
yeah.
In hindsight, hindsight's 2020. We could say this could have happened. But the Knicks, I sent you posts left and right because there was a lot of news. They tried to trade for a lot of people. It just didn't happen. Maybe fucking Leon has a bad poker face. Maybe that's what happened. Or maybe they just didn't want to trade for us.
Well, that's why he's bad.
Listen, I gotta, because we're gonna understand the Knicks all the time, right? But NFL production said Cavs OKC finals. Now, I want to bring up something for you that not about OKC, but we were talking about Houston, right? Houston, you look at teams like Houston and the Magic. I think the Magic scared the fuck out of me because they were winning games without Paolo, the Wagner brothers, and Cole Anthony, and they were still a tough team. So, and shout out to their coach. I don't know his name, but he seems like a good coach. But I look at teams like Houston, who I liked last year, and this year they're a good team as well. do you think Houston, like now you see Cavs, OKC? Now I don't think either. I don't think the Cavs make the finals, but OKC. I'm high on OKC in a bit. I know you're not. Would you take the Rockets over OKC?
Talking about for this year or in the future?
Both. Let's just.
This year, no. I would give OKC this edge because they're a little bit more experienced than the Rockets. Did the Rockets even make the playoffs last year?
Rockets. They didn't. I thought they were playing.
Were they playing? I don't remember off the top of my head.
Well, you talk about dog, and I know you're gonna get to it. But you talk about dog, and the Rockets got some dog. I'm not saying they will. I'm just saying they.
I mean, they're still young though. But at the same, you need experience. But in the future, and I said this, and CEO, me and Brandon had a conversation, I think, yesterday about this. I said the Rockets will make a finals before OKC. And the reason why is because SGA is James Harden 2.0, where I don't know if you know this, CEO. There's an interesting stat that if he doesn't get at least 8 calls a game, he averages 21 points. He averaged 21 points a game from the free throw line. But when he gets 8 or more calls, he averages his regular 31, 32 points. And I said in the playoffs where the referees swallow their whistles a lot, and we know this for a fact, in any playoff series, NFL, baseball, whatever the case, well, baseball doesn't have referees, but you get the point. There's not going to be a lot of calls. SGA, I saw it with the Dallas series. I saw it with this play-in tournament championship game against Milwaukee, and I saw it against the Pelicans a few years ago when they play-in. When he's not going to lie, he can't contribute. He's not a point guard. He is a shooting guard. He gets his own and lets his teammates go out there. Your thoughts, CEO?
No, I actually agree with you. He's a rough merchant. You know what I'm saying? So
definitely.
He can't. Yeah, obviously, and he was always a shooting guard. That was his position. I think they moved him to point guard, but I mean, first of all, when he was originally with the Clippers, and then they moved him to he was a shooting guard with them, and I never thought he was going to be this big superstar that he is now, technically, I guess. But let's just be honest. I mean, his game is get his own bucket, just like James Harden. That was a good comparison. And if they don't call the penalties and the flags, then guess what? The dude is, let's just be honest, he's slightly above average.
Me and RJ have been talking about this a lot, and like I said, I don't want you to think I disagree. I don't disagree, but it's like I feel like OKC's really good team that can kind of hide it a little bit. I know you say the star player, if they're not doing anything, blah blah blah. But I feel like OKC's, I don't know, something about OKC. They have a good squad around them that if he doesn't get his calls, I think they'll still be fine. That was my thing with OKC. That's the one thing that with OKC that has me taking them. I don't know if I'm taking them in the West, not yet, but I'm just saying, like, it's hard for me to just look past them in the West.
Someone brought up a good point. NFL Productions. OKC has a stacked roster and a lot of picks. Now, granted, yes, they have a lot of picks, so maybe they can make a trade for somebody that can take over that mantle for SGA. Sure, fine. But at the same time, I'm sorry, your star player has to show up. Are you going to rely on Jalen Williams and Isaiah Dort to be the, all right, you're our Kobe here. Go get yours. And also, people don't talk about this. SGA doesn't pass the ball. He's the one that has the ball mainly. He doesn't make the right decisions. If SGA was like a CP3-ish or LeBron was like, okay, I'm not getting my shot off. Let me just pass the ball. Fine, cool. He doesn't do that. He just he'll make the dumbest. He's like James Harden, but also DeMar DeRozan was like, I got to shoot the ball because I'm the guy. I got to shoot the ball. It's like, no.
He's a score first guard.
Yeah, and that's really bad, especially when you're fucking losing.
It's funny. It's funny because Jason Tatum's more of a point guard than he is.
That is a fact.
Jason Tatum's just versatile in general. I think that's always been a good thing.
He does everything.
Speaking of like score first guards and shit, and like I saw this post. I don't know if I sent it to you, Arthur, but I did see it. It was the evolution of like NBA passers and everything like that. And on that, what the fuck is happening to the dog? And on that, like it looks like when you look at the players, like pass first guards like died in the 2010s. After that, now that we're in the 2020s, it don't look like there's any pass first guards besides maybe like a Halliburton. And even then, I see him shoot the 3 first or anything. I wanted to know what you thought about that.
I kind of agree with. I mean, the only pass first guard, honestly, it's probably CP3. That's really it.
Yeah, it's CP3. I don't even know who the fuck that is on the thing. I'll send it to you. But after like the 2010s, it kind of died because like the main point guards that you look at now, they all play like a Trae Young or LaMelo or a Ja. They're all going for points, and I like Ja, but I feel like I don't know. I feel like Ja fits with the team.
That's a fact. Ja's one of my favorite. That's a fact. I mean, do you want to put Drew Holiday in there?
I feel like Drew Holiday is more like a point forward, isn't he? In the way he plays, he's kind of like a point, kind of like Cade or Luka.
Yeah.
I was looking at that. I kind of, thinking of SGA. SGA is a score first guard, but it just makes you think. Damn, what is SGA really good at? I feel like he's. You talk about James Harden. I feel like he's better than James Harden in the paint. I feel like SGA does have some dog to him.
No. Oh, Seal, that's another thing. I said James Harden has more dog to him than SGA. What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, I don't see any. Man, first of all, I don't think any of them really has any dog.
Yeah.
To begin with.
James Harden took the Warriors to 7.
So I don't see any dog in them. I just don't. It's just can you win with SGA as number one? That's going to be a conversation.
It's the same thing with Brunson. I mean, can you win with a small guard? I
mean, and SGA is not even like at least I know Jalen Brunson's like what 6 foot. And
he's listed at 6'2".
I don't believe that.
Yeah, I'm assuming he's like 6'1", maybe.
Yeah,
but what's his name? SGA. I thought he was like 6'6" or at least 6'5".
They list him at 6'6". I believe he's like 6'4", 6'3" ish. I'm sorry, like they over exaggerate these guys' heights. Like, bro, I think
it's like WWE.
Yeah, remember they had Wemby like shoring down like during the Olympics they had him shoring down his height to make Rudy Gobert look taller than him.
I think to get to that point, I think SGA. I don't know. I think he has some dogs in him. He's got a hell of a mid range. I'll give him that. Like when it.
Yeah.
I've seen him hit some clutch middies. I see him going to the paint a lot. Yeah, he gets calls, but I mean, he's still got to be a dog to get in the paint. So I don't know. I think he has dog. Like James Harden has more dog than people give him credit for. Yeah, he bitched a lot for the calls and everything, but he took the Warriors to 7. That's the first part. And on top of that, SGA, even if he doesn't, he has time. How old is SGA?
26.
8? Oh, I thought he was like 27, 28. And so he still has a lot of time to build that up. I don't think this is a final product of SGA.
I think it is. I mean, he's in his late 20s. I mean, bro, Luka showed he had dog like his first couple years in the season. Like
look at Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum this year seems like a different player than he's been. Something about Jason Tatum.
That's only because he won a champ. People perceive him differently because he won a championship. Let's just be honest.
Well, last year, I don't know because again, yeah, I know you don't. We're not gonna get into Brown and Tatum. I don't really care enough. But like Brown won Finals MVP. Brown did more in the finals and in the conference finals. Well, it looked like from what it looked like. So it's like Tatum's game has been a little different. He's been hitting more shots. Like from 3 and shit like that. I don't know what
because Tatum in the playoffs last year was 100% a facilitator. He got people open. He was spreading the ball around, getting everyone else involved, and that's why people give Brown more credit. But Tatum
defensively, he was better too.
Yeah, Tatum's like if you sit down and watch a game, you know that Tatum's is better than Brown.
I mean, watch this game. Watch it. When Tatum was on the bench, this dude Jaylen Brown couldn't do a fucking thing.
Bro, it's just Brown. First of all, Brown's handles are fucking beyond trash, and the dude turns the ball over a lot. And he's a good player. Like I'm not trying to say he's not a good player, but it's just like after watching the Celtics for this long, before I kind of fell into that trap where I was like, okay, they're both equal. They're both. And I'm like, no, actually, now that I've watched almost 2 years of Celtics basketball. Consistently, they're not the same. Tatum is better. He's just better. Like he runs he can run the offense. His defense, he can cover anyone from the one through 5. It doesn't matter. He can cover them all. It's just everything. He's more versatile. His handles are way better. He's just a better overall player. After watching, I come to that conclusion.
You said that I know it's a little off
I
topic.
want to bring up something about the Tatum thing.
Yeah,
Number one, Tatum has dog to him. People forget this is the same guy that went 7 games with LeBron James in the Eastern Conference Championship. He showed he had some dog in him. And number two, Tatum's team is so much like we think OKC's team is so rounded. No, Boston's team is a fucking well-rounded team.
Yep.
There's no besides injuries. There's no flaw in that fucking team.
No, there's not. There's really
besides
not.
injuries and retirements, because I feel like if they go back to back this year, I think probably Drew's done. I think Al Horford's done. Who else might retire?
Drew retires. How old is Drew?
I think Drew retires. Drew's been in the league for a minute.
Wait, let me see how old
Drew was thinking about retiring this year, but then he signed a 2-year extension. I think one of them's an option. I think Drew retires.
Yeah, he's 34.
I think Drew retires if they go back to back. Al Horford definitely retires, and
yes, I don't think Drew retires.
I think Drew, like when they signed Drew, because last year in the preseason I remember picking the Celtics like an early pick because they signed mainly because they signed Drew Holiday and because of how that fit. This was before Kristaps because Kristaps, he's good. Don't get me wrong, but it's just the injuries. If you add those 2 retirements and Kristaps, I want to see. Because they have some guys that could play, like Pritchard can probably take the next spot. Maybe I don't know how you feel about him going up, but like I want to see how they are going after this year. The Celtics, it's a little.
If they can keep Tatum, Brown, White, and Kristaps, they're gonna be okay.
I think. I don't know. Kristaps, like I said, he's just the injuries with me.
No, if Kristaps wasn't injured, first of all. Kristaps is better than fucking Cat. All right.
I didn't say he wasn't.
The only problem with him is if he wasn't injury prone, he would be a top center in the league without a question.
That's gonna stop, and that's gonna stop. We're gonna get to him, right? But that's gonna stop. That's probably gonna stop Wemby in the future too. But it's crazy because I wanted to say something to make CEO a little happy. I will say because you said you've been watching them consistently for 2 years now, and this is the most games I watched of the Knicks. I only really watch half a season of basketball, usually second half, but we're 60 games in and I've already watched 50 and I'm fucking kind of exhausted. Now, granted, I think that's the main reason people shit on the NBA product. That's because a lot of people can say about the physicality and stuff like that. I'll just make a quick point because I wasn't here last week when you guys talked about the All-Star game. That shit was terrible. I like the concept of it, but the execution was terrible. Everything they tried to do just. I feel like when Draymond said, he was critical on the broadcast. I don't know if you guys heard him. Yep. He's right. Granted, he shouldn't be saying anything because him and his fellow players, it's their fault that this shit's terrible because they don't want to try. But with the NBA, I just wanted to point out a lot of people who shit on the NBA. These are the same things. They'll be like, "Oh, there's too many threes. It's not as physical." Shit like that. But you don't give that same smoke to the NFL. And I just wanted to point that out. I'm burnt out a little bit with the NBA this year. At the same time, watching a lot of it showed me a lot of the complaints you get in one league is the same thing you can say to another league. I only wanted to say that because you said you've been watching consistently, and I kind of get the schedule argument you made before.
Yeah, it's just too long. And
it's a lot. It's a lot.
That's what I said. If they cut it down, first of all, it would solve the lazy issue because let's be honest, a lot of the fans are disillusioned with the NBA because there's a perception among the fans that the athletes are fucking entitled and fucking lazy. Let's just call it what it is. Especially when it comes to the NBA, the NBA feels like it's just it's just an extension of hip hop at this point. It's just you get bitches, you're famous.
I think that's my main issue. If I had to say something about the NBA, what I fucking hate the most about the NBA, like I said, I think their product is just the same as the NFL to me. But what I hate about the NBA that the NFL, but not as bad, even though they had the whole Taylor Swift thing, is the fucking theatrics, and you saw it the best during that All-Star break. The theatrics is too much. It's way too much. It's like I said, it's an extension of hip hop. We've seen it not as bad in the NFL besides Taylor Swift, and it's that's one thing I don't like, theatrics. It's the same thing with boxing. I don't like the theatrics of boxing when there'll be a concert in between fights. I think shit like that is just kind of corny. But yeah, I'm pretty fucking burnt out. But I will say, like, NBA playoffs, I do like better. I mean,
No. NBA playoffs are fun. Everyone likes it, but here's the problem with the NBA. Let's be honest. Before we covered the NBA in depth, right?
Yeah.
The vast majority of people that watch NBA are casuals, and we fell into that category not so long ago because we did what most people did. We're not watching the whole beginning of the NBA. We're going to wait till after the All-Star break, and then you're going to start watching and being more. You're going to more invested into the NBA, and some people don't even wait after the All-Star break. They just wait till the fucking playoffs, and then they take it seriously.
Yeah.
Like, it's just too much. It's too much. And I know why they don't do it because let's just be honest, probably from a business model, the NBA would probably fucking go under if they had to cut games because of probably contracts and the stadium and the ticket sales. They would probably fucking go under. I get it, but it's just not. Yeah, go ahead.
I think it's also like, go ahead.
Commercial and ads and stuff like that. I disagree with both of you guys. Well, I disagree with one thing. I don't think the 82-game season is a problem because back in the day, when Michael Jordan and Larry Bird and Magic, everybody watched every single game, there was no problems. It's obviously, granted, the player laziness with the NBA. And I get they're trying to fix it, but you got to do something even more. You got to start cutting paychecks at this point.
It sounds like the NBA in particular is more worried about their theatrics than they are the players.
I mean, here's the thing: when we're talking about the Jordan era and all that, we also have to take into account that we live in the fucking TikTok era, right? And the attention spans are fucking short as shit. All right, and we're not exempt from this, right? I'm not going to sit there watching. I'm not even going to sit there watching 40 NBA games in a season. You feel me?
Yeah.
It's just not going to happen. And I think a lot of people, even if they're not busy with their jobs and shit, they just don't have the attention spans to watch that many games. And I think that's what baseball suffers. Back in the day when you had the Jordan era, or in baseball with the Bonds era or shit like that, like people were they had more time, they were more invested in these things, and their attention spans were a lot longer, you know.
Less
so
technology.
I think less technology. So you got to take all that shit into account.
Also, it's kind of easy. Go ahead.
Also, I don't know if you guys remember this, but I also said this. I also said maybe kids are just not into sports like they once were, and I think that's probably a big part of what CEO. Like they're just their attention span is so fucking low that they can't sit down and actually watch a fucking basketball, football, baseball game.
RJ, yeah, that's a good point. I mean, think about what's popular now. Gaming is a lot bigger than it used to be.
Is popular.
Yeah, I mean, you got streamers. You have a lot of people back in, like, they had the hobby for men back in the day was watching sports. That was basically the main male hobby back in the day. Now people are into fucking gaming. People are into fucking anime, TV shows, series, comic. I mean, it's just like so many aspects of entertainment have become so big that sports are now kind of like, okay, it's just an option now. It's not the main thing that men are now consuming as a hobby. So
also with the TikTok and Instagram and everything like that, when I said I'm burnt out, a good catalyst for it is also the fact that, you know, I'll watch a game and I'll see a lot about the game after the game. And then before, you know, like I watch so much Knicks on social media. It's like, it's kind of like, all right, fuck, I don't want to watch it all damn day either. You see a lot of these, like, there's a lot of different things to this. It's not just one problem. But like, it's mainly theatrics to me. Like, I'm tired of like seeing all these celebrities in general too. But I also want to say something about that. Like, you said the NBA fan base is casuals, which I think every fan base for every sport is filled with casuals.
Yeah. No, we agree with that.
Like a crazy amount. Majority of fans.
Are we going to that conversation?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to talk about that.
Yeah, because I want to see. So CEO kind of fucked. CEO kind of fucked up. You don't know how, but that worst fucking. CEO? What do you think in sports? Who do you think has the worst fucking fan base in sports? And I'm talking about the cities.
Context.
We know
context.
it's okay.
context here. We're talking about as the sport. So you're saying football fans, basketball fans, baseball fans, boxing fans, not like a specific state.
Okay,
yeah, we can talk. Obviously, Philly is the worst fucking city for sports. We can agree there, but
like worst fan base in general.
Yes, out of the sports.
Oh, okay, all right. Interesting. I can't say it's baseball because
I feel like baseball's
like
low key.
fucking 80 years old.
Yeah, you rarely see any baseball fans. I mean, NBA fans. I mean, NFL fans are super fucking annoying, and I know that because I'm like I said, yeah. I know I may be hardcore when it comes to the NFL, but I'm just be honest. If we're talking about like annoyance, if I had to guess what Brandon's pick is, I think he's gonna say the UFC.
Absolutely. Yeah, you gotta say he fucked it up in the thing. Now, like everybody would expect me to say NFL, but like I think NFL fans are just retarded. I don't think they're bad fans. I think they're just because you look at the NFL, they got good fans. You're dedicated tailgates, going that fucking cold degree weather and all that shit. Like, you can't hate on NFL fans. They're dedicated, hardcore. That's cool. I think a lot of them are fucking retards, and I think honestly, like fan bases wise, I feel like a lot of them suck. Like fan bases, like New York sucks, Philly sucks, fucking Texas sucks. I think who else?
Boston.
Yeah, I actually all of New. Well, yeah, Boston. I think all of New York sucks because Buffalo fans. Everybody says Buffalo fans got the Bills fans are the best fan base. Get the fuck out of here. They suck too. They're just as fucking annoying. And on top of that, they sent fucking Tre'Davious White's fucking. They sent Tre'Davious White death threats just because he got hurt. Like Buffalo has a fucking shitty fan base. But besides the case, Apex, you're wrong. They're not. It's not that they're not relevant enough. That's bullshit.
I mean, yeah,
That's a dumbass fucking comment.
That's bullshit. But UFC fans gotta be the worst fucking fan base. Worst fucking fan base because they will. UFC and combat sports in general have more. The fan base has more effect on the sport than any other sport because if you don't generate the hype, you're not getting a new contract and you're not getting a bigger fight for your contract. These fucking fans, and I look at Sean Strickland, and you know what? Because I look at Sean Strickland as an example. Sean Strickland fought like shit recently, but everybody was sucking his dick when he beat Izzy. Izzy, who beat Piera 4 months before that, knocking him out. The biggest fucking star they have right now. And everybody was sucking his dick. And now that he lost, no, not even before, not even just that he lost now. When he lost a split decision that he arguably won, everybody throws him off to the fucking side. And it's so annoying because I see that so many times with so many different fighters. It's so retarded. It is retarded, and it just makes people not want to watch the sport a little bit. Like when you go on social media, because we were just talking, social media has a big part of all this. When you see everybody calling everybody else a casual just because they're rooting for a fucking fighter, it makes new fans not want to come into your sports.
That's such a fact.
It makes new fans not. You could talk about NBA fans. I think NBA fans are chill. I think for the most part, they're just gamblers. They don't care anything about but parlays. NFL fans, they're dedicated. Baseball fans, they're old, and the other ones, they're chill.
Listen, I agree with. Here's the problem with UFC fans, but I will say that someone made a good comment. The reason we don't know about this fan base, but the little I have heard about it, they probably are the worst, and that's probably soccer fans are probably the fucking worst.
Yes, that's where I was going.
They're crazy. They kill people. They're fanatical.
Philly just killed some people too.
I mean, but it's just soccer fans, bro. Every time the Super Bowl comes around, soccer fans come out of the woodwork to talk about how the fucking World Cup gets more views. I'm like, yeah, dumbass. Of course it gets more views, and they keep. It's like it's an irrelevant. Like they come out of nowhere. Like soccer fans are some of the most annoying queers on the fucking planet. All right.
Thank you. I thought I was the only one. Like, bro, like Brennan. Yeah, Philly fans kill each other. Soccer fans will literally find, for example, they'll find fucking Messi's wife and try to fucking stab her. How fucking gay are you, you soccer queer? It's not that serious.
Well, if we're talking in the world, there's no competition with soccer fans only because it's a world sport. But like, I feel like in this case, RJ usually talks just America, and I feel like in this case we got to talk more just America. But
no, I mean, yeah. Listen, in general, like hands down, I think it's soccer.
I think soccer fans are just. I think they're just NFL fans on steroids, to be honest.
I mean,
no, NFL fans. Okay, they'll send NFL fans for the most part. They're pussy. They ain't gonna do shit.
No, listen, NFL fans are, like you said, for the most part, they're retarded. All right,
yeah, they're retarded.
But soccer fans are straight up malicious. Will
find your house and try to stab your wife. They'll stab you if you miss a goal,
bro. Like, and yeah, because depending on the country, it's like in Africa, if you suck, they'll put you in slavery, and in fucking Colombia, they'll probably kill half your fucking family. Like,
can you imagine like Mark Andrews being in slavery for fucking not catching that 2-point conversion or something?
Yeah, it's just like, I mean, listen, so we agree soccer fans in terms of like all are the worst.
And we're talking the world, yeah. I can see that because there's no competition, it's the world. And Apex, that's bullshit because every time the World Cup comes around, it's big. No matter what.
Now, here's the thing with the UFC. I think you're correct in that with the UFC, it feels more because it's such an individualistic sport, right? And it's not like, okay, there's no teams in the UFC really, right? It's more prone to idol worship, right? So it's like, I support the Ravens, right? I like Lamar, but if he leaves, it's whatever. I'm still going to support my team. So there's more. It's like I have a team. That's the team I support. But with the fucking UFC, it's like, no, you don't support a team. You support a person. So you get more dick riders. You get more fucking idol worshippers. Like it's basically LeBron sexuals on fucking steroids over there in the fucking UFC. Like everyone's LeBron.
It's crazy because the LeBron shit. Like I'm playing 2K right now, and somebody made an exact replica of LeBron. I'm a fucking guard. All these LeBron fucking sexuals is crazy. And I know I like LeBron. And I think he's the GOAT, but like this shit is wild. I see, you know how many fucking sunshine memes I get on Instagram, bro? I be sending shit to RJ. The sunshine meme doesn't go away. Fuck, you are my sunshine, all that shit. You see, I saw a fucking post that somebody made of like LeBron and Luka making out while AD was crying. Like this shit's getting crazy. But I think my thing with the UFC is that it's such a good product to me that it just sucks because nobody wants to watch the UFC when that's how the fan base is acting whenever you talk about it. Like RJ just thought, I think I'm a casual when it comes to UFC because I've only been watching for about 5 years. I still think I'm a casual. RJ's a casual, but we're all different levels of casual. And it makes you not want to fucking interact with the sport when everybody's you're a casual.
My thing is, because, the casual is used as an insult in the UFC, right? At least in the UFC realm. Not so, I mean, people use it. It's just like, my thing is, it's not, it's not really an insult, right? Yeah, there's a difference between being a casual and being completely uneducated. Like, there is a fucking difference, right? Like, being uneducated, it's like me talking about fucking soccer. Like me sitting up here pretending like that's, I'm an educated. I'm not even a casual soccer fan. So there is a difference. Now, when it comes to a UFC, it's just like if you don't support certain, it's like if you have, it's basically dick riding. That's the problem with the fuck. Like I love the product, right? You love the product, but it's kind of like the fanatic side of UFC. It's just pure like dick riding. Because it's just individual fighters, so it just takes it to an extreme.
Can I just say something too about UFC fans?
Yeah,
it drives me crazy as a casual. I've been watching UFC for 2 years now. Mm-hmm. All the people, and I can't confirm this because once again I'm a casual, but I can swear all the people who call me a casual are fucking probably just as casual as me.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah,
like what the fuck are you talking about?
There's very few hardcore UFC fans. Like there's not like,
and all the hardcore UFC fans really don't interact with the fan base because they know they're dumb.
No, I mean either like hardcore UFC fans. Like first of all, you can only like they exist. I mean obviously, but it's just not the majority. This is why the NFL, NBA, and all these leagues, they pander to the casual audience. That's why they bring in the Taylor Swifts and the fucking rappers and shit, because they know that's what the casuals like. You know what I'm saying? So that's why without casuals, the UFC would be fucking dead. Let's just call it what the fuck it is.
You said, well, let me ask you a question. So do you think there's more hardcore fans in like the NFL, NBA than there is the UFC?
I would. That's a good
yes,
question.
But I don't think it's by much either, to be honest.
No, the only reason I would say that there's more hardcore fans in the NFL, right, is because, for example, you guys don't like the product, right?
Uh-huh.
But the NFL fans are going to eat that shit up. Let's just be honest, because they're so dedicated to it. You got to understand, football is a semi-cult for the most part.
There's a lot of people like born into fan base.
They're born into that, but it's like they're with football, bro. I've seen people that their whole life is football. Like everything, like their whole personality is football. I'm just like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like high school. Right. Like I haven't seen people whose whole personality is UFC or anything like that. I mean, they have hardcore fans, but it's just like the UFC. It's like with not even NBA fans. It's like the NFL. The reason the NFL can always maximize revenue is because they have a cult like fucking following.
And the reason I bring this up, because I even brought up this conversation to RJ in the beginning, was because, you know, we've been arguing about fucking NFL for the whole year. And one thing that's a constant is it goes back to the fans. It goes back to the ratings. So it's like I still think there's a hell of a lot of fans in the NFL that hate the product, but they watch it anyway. Then you, like you said, don't watch whatever, right? NBA fans, if they don't watch the whole season for that reason, whatever. But fan bases have like this chokehold on the product. They do have a chokehold on the product. Without the fans, there is no product.
Right.
That's why. Go ahead.
Well, here's the thing with the UFC. We haven't, apart from the earlier days, this is like we can't test how hardcore UFC fans are, because for the most part, the UFC product is actually good. I mean, it's good. Like, I think it's objectively pretty good. I think you would agree, right?
Yeah.
So
absolutely, 100%.
It's easy to stick and be very dedicated to a good product. Now, when it comes to like the NBA and the NFL, you can tell they have a more hardcore fan base. It's like no matter how bad the product you think it's they still watch it. Like I don't know if the UFC fans would still watch and like shitty cards or some.
You know what? Shit. Look at the last year. This is also part of the reason I brought it up. Every update, I'm not gonna get into updates because nobody here really watches UFC. But this is a point. I'm making this point to the people in the chat who don't watch UFC. And if you ever want to watch UFC, do not get deterred by the people calling you a casual. Watch the product for yourself. Don't have people call you casual and you're like, fuck it, I don't want to watch no more. But the thing is,
don't interact with the
well, it's very hard.
Don't look at the comment section. If you see a free fight on YouTube, watch it.
Don't look at the comments. Don't fucking search up comments.
He got robbed. Chet didn't fucking tap. He was the fuck out of here.
Like,
Anderson Silva won that fight.
Well, no, hold on. No, anyways.
Brandon, disagree. You're an idiot.
My main thing is that UFC right now, the last year, because I'm a judge from April to April. If the real start of the year is always going to be April, all right? April to April, last year from this year, ever since UFC 300, UFC's kind of took a little bit of a spike down a little bit because it's not fully their fault, but it's bad cards, a lot of pullouts, fight nights being better than the pay-per-view, stuff like that. Now, there's great fucking fight nights. Like yesterday's fight night was awesome. Besides the main event that fucked it up because of the I don't know if you saw it by now, CEO, that Henry Cejudo shit. But like besides that fucked it up, there was like 10 fights and 9 finishes, and they weren't like first round bullshit either. They were like some good fights and then a finish. Like this was a good fucking card. You have good fight nights, and you're about to have fire ass pay-per-views with all the news that I sent you on Discord. Like there's gonna be an uptick in fans, but those same fans are gonna fucking leave because of the stupid ass fan base, and then they wonder why the sport won't grow. You want the sport
in the
fan
base.
Exactly. You want a lot of UFC fans want the UFC to surpass boxing because product for product, I like UFC more. But boxing, the reason why they have a chokehold on combat sports is not only because they've been around forever, and not only because of their marketing, because I think UFC's marketing is trash. It's because it's just been a staple. It's been a staple amongst fans. You don't have the same problem. Now, RJ thinks that boxing fans suck, and I'm sure he's gonna say something about that. But UFC fans just drive away all of their fucking new fans, and it's ridiculous. 2020, UFC got so big in 2020 because of COVID, because they were the ones that stood open. They got a whole island to have these fights. But it's just ridiculous that you look at these fan bases, and I think UFC is probably one of the worst ones easily. NBA, they got their issues, but
it's just the thing the UFC suffers from, like, elitism with the fan base. So it's one of those things where it's like, if you're not if they don't deem you as knowledgeable as they think you should be,
dude, if you don't know this random ass Russian that was born on a mountain in the middle of fucking nowhere, you're a casual.
Right? It's like, oh my god, you oh shit, you don't watch a PFL and shit like that, then you only watch UFC.
But but you got these other fan bases. Like, if I say, let's say I never was a Giants fan, I never watched football, and I go to a fucking fan base, I'm like, yo, I want to watch. Hey, I'm a Bengals fan. No, that's a bad example for you. I'm a fucking Seahawks fan, and then Seahawks fans be like, all right, yeah, welcome to the squad, something like that. They're more inviting. NBA fans, they don't really give a fuck. Baseball fans, baseball was the pastime for a reason. It's a culture. But like, you go into combat sports, oh yeah, I like Sean Strickland. Oh, well, why you like Sean Strickland? He just lost. Like, fuck, let me like my fucking fighter.
Or hell, or if he was winning, oh, you're just a fucking bandwagon. You weren't watching him back in fucking PFL.
Yeah, that shit's weird. Yeah, you weren't watching him when he tapped out this no-name fucking German. Like, okay, fuck, let me and yeah, but that can listen. Now, granted, RJ, like I said, you think boxing fans are worse.
Yes, boxing fans are.
I don't know about that.
Listen, boxing fans are fucking dumb. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They're idiots. They're clowns. But I want to say something about the UFC that's very interesting. Now, the UFC, how long has the UFC been around with Dana at the helm? Since 2002?
With Dana at the helm? Yeah, so about 20-some years.
So, UFC, comparing it to these other sports, I want to say it's not really fair because compared to the NFL, NBA, it's young as fuck. Let's be for real. It's young as hell. So, it has to be good because, let's be for real, it's about 40, 60 years behind all these other sports if it ever is going to surpass these sports.
NFL Productions. You know why you never seen a UFC fan? Is because they're all get scared away.
Yeah, facts. But
and by the way, it's just not only that. It's like you can clearly see NFL fans and NBA fans. They wear jerseys and hats and shit like the UFC.
Yes, you have people decorating a room to their house for a man cave, which is the gayest.
That's the one thing. That's the one thing I say. Like, Mark, because you can see that for boxing too. You see boxing posters on shirts and shit like that. You'll see that every now and again. But UFC's marketing is trash. That's a conversation for another time. I only say this because like UFC's about to get so fucking good this year. I have a very good prediction. It's gonna be very good. And the fan base on YouTube. You're still a small creator. You're gonna see like the fan base on YouTube for MMA. They've been getting big on a lot of channels. But it's like UFC's about to be so good this year, and the fans are about to fuck it all up.
Yeah, like that's such a and boxing is like so. Prime example. Well, yeah, facts. UFC fan base, it's gonna be fucking horrible. But at the same time, right? Boxing, right? I've been trying to say this for months, and I said this under a comic section. They were asking because Ryan Garcia's his suspension is gonna be up after this year, and I said. They were like, who should he fight? I said, Errol Spence. Errol Spence fucking sucks. He's overrated, this, that, and the third. I'm like, bro, wasn't Errol Spence the favorite against Terrence Crawford by the majority of fans? Yes, he was. Yes, he was. He was the favorite. Huh?
Why?
Because people liked Errol Spence more than Terrence Crawford. That's a fucking fact.
Anybody with a brain would have said fucking Crawford. I mean, yeah, maybe you could have thought it was close, but like, especially after the fucking accident, who the fuck was taking Spence?
But that's the point.
I think pre-accident. I think pre-accident people would have made the argument that.
No, I'm telling you right now. Even when they made the fight back in 2022 or 2023, whatever the fuck it was, people took Errol Spence. People loved Errol Spence. People said people don't like Crawford because he's just not a likable guy, which I kind of like about him.
Because he look like Kendrick Lamar.
Does he look like Kendrick? Yeah.
Nah, I don't know if you saw it because one time Crawford, the UFC fight, they put Kendrick. That shit was stupid.
Yeah, that's another L by the UFC too. Don't ever compare Terrence Crawford to Kendrick. Kendrick's a fag. But anyways, Listen, look. People are forgetting that. Okay, Terrence Crawford is a first ballot Hall of Famer, one of the greatest fighters ever. Ever. The dude is 41-1 and is probably the third most beaten champions right behind Floyd Mayweather, and I think someone else who's skipped my mind.
He's gonna beat that duck Canelo.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like people were like, "Oh, he lost to Bud," just like everybody fucking else. Match, like at the end of the same, people are sitting here thinking that Ryan Garcia is going to spark up. What's his face? Errol Spence. I don't think that. Now, granted, I'm not picking Errol. I don't know how they look right now, but it's going to be a close fight than what people think, and that's a good fight for both of them. They're both coming back from, let's be for real, embarrassments. So so you have these boxing fans who don't know, who watched one fight, who saw this mega fight. It was like, oh, I'm gonna pick Errol Spence, and we got sparked the fuck up. They don't realize that Terrence Crawford is one of the greatest fighters ever. He's probably the best fighter in the 2010s.
I think boxing, the only thing is that there's more culture in the sense that, boxing's been around for so fucking long. You watch your dad watch boxing. Well, I've never been to that, but you watch your uncle. Hey, I've been to that. You watch your uncle watch boxing, and you learn the stories and shit like that. I feel like you could do that with the UFC, but boxing's been a staple for so long. But if you want to lump combat sports together, combat sports in general are so good because boxing isn't bad. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna say I think the UFC product-wise is better, but that's because boxing is a fuck ton of theatrics that I don't like. There's difference, but
UFC is more. UFC is a promotion, but it's kind of like a league in of its own.
I think if UFC had boxing's fucking marketing, it's raps. But
no, it's not the marketing. It's like I think UFC does.
What trying to say is like, oh, you're trying to compare the NBA to like football, like college football, the NFL, USFL. Like UFC is a brand. Like obviously you have the PFL. Is Bellator still around?
The Bellator is all by the PFL.
Yeah. Now, if you want to compare the BBC to UFC, even though I would probably pick UFC, BBC is pretty fucking good.
Yeah, it's like UFC's a brand and it's uniformed in that it's a recognizable thing. No one knows boxing promotions. I mean,
no one knows what Top Ranked is.
No one knows. They just know the boxers, but it's just so with boxing, it's like more. It's more of a free market. Boxing is more of a free market, right? Where it's like different companies come together to make something happen, and that's why a lot of fucking politics and a lot of fucking logistics. Sometimes it's hard to happen with UFC. It's more. The product is better because it's one company. It's cohesive. I
honestly think when it comes to the UFC, like I said, if because the boxing, they got their posters. They got some fire ass posters, which UFC just has plain ass posters. You got these ads that they actually put money into that the UFC hasn't done since Conor McGregor. Like you have all these things that they could do. Honestly, I feel like if fucking Dana took boxing seriously, like he was supposed to, he'd have a decent promotion in boxing. Because honestly, he doesn't need to be hands-on with UFC anymore. UFC, first off, he doesn't make the matches. Second, he doesn't market the fighters that good. So he's just a mouthpiece in a sense right now. Now. Back then, he was more important. Right now, you don't need him as much. If he was to take over some little-ass boxing promotion, I feel like boxing could get a little spike there, But
I agree.
I think combat sports, you could lump them together. Combat sports fans, combat sports is so fucking good, but combat sports fans make everybody hate combat sports.
And I mean, in regards to boxing and the promotion, for example, UFC is way more profitable than boxing. I'm not talking about for the individual fighter. I'm talking about the company. Because when you have a fight, usually there's like a promoter that funds it and they lose a shit ton of money in boxing. But that's why you have a lot of fucking Saudi royalty funding a lot of the fights because they have enough money they have enough oil money to fucking blow and lose.
Which the Saudis are gonna save boxing.
No, yeah, because the Saudis are losing money, but they don't care. I mean, first of all, because they have like a monopoly on money where they come from.
It's a distraction for them.
Right.
Yeah.
So they just blowing hundreds of millions so they can say, I organized this fight and I'm whatever, because you know how Saudi royalties got to stick up their fucking ass and shit.
I know people like RJ, and I'm not big on RJ, but I know people like RJ kind of hate that stuff like that. It's not American. Like, you know, you want it to be the center of America, to be the center of the world and shit. And I get it. But the Saudis are really about to save boxing, and I think this is great.
It's just
hold on. It's not with that. I have no problem with that. I wouldn't say I have a problem with international fighters or players. It's the promotion of them. Like, yeah, I'm supposed to give a fuck about this guy who I can't pronounce his fucking name.
Listen, you're correct regarding the Saudis saving boxing because they're putting a lot of money in it. But the difference is with the UFC is it's a profitable business, right?
Yes.
Like the only reason the Saudis are able to fucking they're not making money. They're blowing shit tons of money because they have basically endless money because they have oil money. So they're basically printing fucking money. And not only that, their whole country, it's like the royalty and their whole countries are fucking slaves.
Word. They got all the money. Fucking Saddam Hussein had a gold toilet.
Right. So it's like, it's like these like I hate Saudi royalty. They fucking piss me off. Like a lot of these niggas, like they're
very pompous. They're very pompous.
They're not only they're pompous, but they pretend to be religious, but they're fucking degenerates. I think they bring Instagram models over to take dumps on them or some shit like that. I mean, it's just they're degenerate clowns that pretend to be Islamic, but they're fucking clowns.
They're like the fake. They're like the fake alpha males.
Yeah, they're the fake, and they feel like, oh, they're the big shit because they were born into royalty and their daddy has oil money, has a bunch of fucking slaves and shit. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro.
But I don't want to get away from the point. I want to bring something else up about. I want to make a decent comparison between combat sports fans, boxing fans, and MMA fans versus NFL fans, NBA fans. NFL fans in particular, but even NBA fans, say like a guy kills somebody or beats his wife.
Yeah.
They're like, you know what? As long as he can play, who cares? He's still a great player on the field. When it comes to UFC and boxing fans, people hate Floyd Mayweather for some reason. He's one of the great. If you watch a Floyd Mayweather fight, you're going to be like, wow, this guy is, even if you don't like him, you're like, wow, this guy's great. People just don't like him. He's not good. Like, you can put all the statistics right in front of your face. He has the most hit completion. He's versed the most versus. I don't care. He sucks.
No.
John Jones, another example. And John Jones is a piece of shit. He's one of the greatest fighters ever in UFC. He's up there in the GOAT conversation. Oh, I don't like him. Why? He beats his wife. Okay.
Well, I gotta disagree there.
John Jones is one of the greatest fighters ever. Stop.
I gotta disagree. Go ahead.
Well, there's two categories in this, right? There are for example, it's like, for example, Merab, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't like Merab because he's boring. Or
Merab's great.
No, Merab is great, but here's the thing: it's like a lot of people. There are a certain segment of the UFC fan base where it's kind of like it must be exciting. If you're on the ground, you're a clown and you're trash.
Oh my gosh! Oh, the wrestling. Oh, wrestling's bad. It's MMA, you retard.
Exactly. It's like that. That's why they love the Conor McGregors. They love the fucking Sean O'Malley's because they're exciting fighters. You have exciting fighters. You have the knockout artists, and there's a segment of UFC fans where it's like, oh, okay, he's a what were some of the names? He's a ground fucker. What I mean,
he's a crotch sniffer.
Oh, there you go. He's a crotch sniffer. There you go.
Beat that shit.
Yeah, he's a crotch sniffer.
I think
he lays
there's a
on
little
the
bit
ground.
of difference. But this is why I think there's a little bit of difference because in the NFL, like they'll look at guys like who beat their wives, yes, and they'll be like, okay, he pays. But it's a little different with the UFC because they're or combat sports because they're fighting. It's like, all right, I hope they get their ass whooped because they're a piece of shit. John Jones, I hope he gets his ass whooped, but he's a piece of shit, But like, I think that's a little different. One and two, it's the same thing. Like you see that with fan bases here, like, oh, John Jones is still the greatest of all time. I don't care how many times he beat his wife, And so I think it's the same thing. I don't think it makes much of a difference.
No, people shit on John Jones and say he's not in the GOAT conversation. Are you out of your fucking mind?
Well, no, he's in the GOAT conversation. It's like Mayweather. They don't like Mayweather. They probably just honestly they don't like Mayweather because he's black and got an attitude. That's probably what it is, really.
No, they don't. No, it's the same thing with Mayweather because people think he's boring. His fighting style is fucking boring.
Yeah, like Merab. That's a good example. Like Merab. Merab is fantastic. Merab's one of my favorite fighters to watch. He's one of the greatest wrestlers, probably not in UFC history, But
well, he's not a. I want to put a
Wait.
correction. He's not a great wrestler. He's more of like he's got the greatest gas tank is what he has.
Yeah, but he's a good wrestler though.
He's a good wrestler.
But like he wins. He's good at what he does, and people are like, oh, he's boring. No, he's not. Like Khabib. Like people shit on Khabib. Like Khabib's one of the greatest wrestlers, one of the greatest fighters ever. Well, why don't you like him? Oh, because he doesn't strike. Who cares? Like what?
On a more recent guy, because I keep going back to him just because he just fought Strickland. I know RJ disagrees. He doesn't think Strickland has good defense, but Strickland, like by the numbers, he has one of the best defense in UFC history. And I personally think he has great defense. Like when you look at him blocking a shot, it looks like it still hits, but it doesn't. Or when he gets a leg kick, it's a check. You know, that's some things people don't see. But regardless, I think I see Strickland like defensively. Everybody calls him boring. But I enjoy watching defense, like high level. Mayweather, I enjoy watching high level defense. He wasn't knocking people out. The only reason he's not knocking people out is because his hands are fucked up. But high level technicality defense is like very fucking good. To each his own. But that's the thing with these fucking combat sports fan bases. They say, oh, well, this guy's boring just because I don't like how he fucking fights. Okay, well, then everybody has their own thing. And oh, well, you like him, you don't know what you're talking about. Marab, you don't like Marab. I was surprised at the crowd in his last fight. That third round when he landed a takedown, the crowd went wild. And I was surprised as fuck because the fan base is usually be like, oh no, boo, he's on the ground. It's pretty annoying, and that's the thing with the fan base. They try to shit on you for that. They throw people off. If you like Mayweather or you like Marab or you like any of these guys or Khabib, you know, oh well, you're a casual, and it's ridiculous. But that was my main thing with combat sports.
Overall, you know, yeah, UFC. I'm very interested. I'm definitely watching 312. I want to see.
Oh, it's gonna be good. It's got 314 is gonna be good in Miami. You know, my boy Volk. But yo, I you know, because CEO mentioned Kristaps earlier, and I wanted to mention it there. But like, he mentioned Kristaps. Like, the only thing stopping Kristaps from being this all-time great with the Celtics is really injuries. And like, I don't know if you know where I'm going with this, but like injuries is really what stops certain players, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah. We'll see. I'm pretty sure you don't live under a rock, CEO. Wembanyama, unfortunately, has a blood clot. You know, prayers out to Wembanyama. We hope he's good. Well, CEO, what's your thoughts about that?
I mean, it's surprising in a sense because, you know, he's not fat or he's not pregnant, right? I mean, it's not usually that's where blood clots happen, right? He's healthy as a person, individual, but I'm assuming that he has this probably because of his height.
It's genetics. It's all genetics.
I mean, it's in his shoulder, though.
I mean, here's the thing. It's like, this is why I kept saying, yes, you have people like Kristaps and you have Wemby. I'm like, the body's not meant to be that big, okay? It's not meant to be like, yeah, okay, you're 6'5", 6'7", whatever. But when you get to like 7'3", 7'4" territory, like your body's not supposed to be that big.
There's a reason why people in history that were that tall died pretty young.
Yeah, they died, right? I mean, it's just your body, the amount of blood your heart has to pump. It's not like your heart gets bigger. I mean, it's just the amount of like surface area your heart has to pump blood to increases with the more height you have, and it's not, the human body is not supposed to be that big, and I think that's the problem with people like Wemby or Kristaps. It's like the body just can't keep up with the demand of the sport.
I'm gonna start saying that. You said Kristaps by mistake. You know what's crazy? Because like you said, the heart is one size for everybody. Everybody got the same size heart. In theory, some people have bigger hearts, like when it comes to their will. But like everybody got the same size heart. If you have anything any bigger, you can't play in the NBA. You know, so these abnormalities. Everybody in the NBA is an abnormality, and Wemby, like CEO said, the body's got to do so much more work just because it's like if he's fat. It's like if he's pregnant because the body has to do so much more work, and it puts stress on his body. Now, the scary part about it, yeah, it's only in the shoulder. People are overlooking it. Oh, it's only in the shoulder. He'll recover, blah, blah, blah. But you got to understand, you know, if you know anything about anatomy, it starts from the shoulder. It'll go to your, because blood clots travel through the veins. That's blood, obviously. It'll clot up a vein in his. It'll clot up a vein in his bicep, and there's a bicep, and one of those veins goes straight to your heart. Next thing you know, he's out indefinitely for good. This can be very serious if he doesn't take it. I think Wemby should take the rest of this year, obviously, and take the rest of next year too. He's only 19, right? Come back when you're 21, going on 22. Take your time. Let everybody you have, I'm sure you got a fuck ton of money. Let everybody monitor you. Go to fucking Germany and let everybody monitor you and really get this shit under control. Get it under control as best you can because you don't want to lose your career by the time you're 24.
Yeah. I mean, the good news is, they caught it early. He's still 19 years old. He's still young. And, now granted, Chris Bosh had to retire from blood clots, but Chris Bosh was like 33 when he retired. Wemby's 19.
That's the worst part. That's the worst part. He's 19. Imagine if he gets to 19, imagine later.
But he's like 7'4". I mean, Chris Bosh was big, but he wasn't that big. And you got to take into the problem is that if he has blood clots and they give him blood thinners, then that becomes a whole nother issue because when you're on blood thinners, you can't play contact sports. I mean, basketball is not a contact sport, but you get hit or you fall hard. And
a 7'4" anemic slender man gets fucking cut by mistake, and now he's probably out for the rest of the game and the next game after that.
Yeah, exactly. He has blood thinners. Guess what? A lot of internal bleeding can happen. If you have internal bleeding, you could die. So that's what they use to treat blood clots. Usually is blood thinners and things of the sort. So if he has to be on blood thinners, he can't play basketball.
Somebody in one of my group chats was mad at me because I was like, yo, if I'm Wemby, I'll take as much time as Lonzo took. Now, granted, Lonzo took like 3 years to come back from a knee injury. I know it's different, but like, I take as much time as Lonzo fucking took. But Wemby, it's okay, it's okay. Shit like this is more serious than people think it is. A blood clot starts from one place and it goes. Imagine if it was in his legs, it'd be worse. It would be worse. He's lucky it's in his arm. If it was in his legs, it'd be worse because you do 100% have an artery that goes from your legs to your heart. And on top of that, he has to use his legs like crazy, especially being 7'4". I think this is a lot more serious than people are making it out to be.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the NBA has a vested interest in making sure that he's healthy for obvious reasons. So I'm sure he'll have the best medical care possible, and he will make a recovery. It's just unfortunate that although these men are gifted with their physical gifts being tall, it's just the body can't keep up with that. And as we all know, Tingus Pingus was supposed to be the unicorn, right? And we see the potential. I mean, the dude makes threes, he blocks everything in sight, but it's like dude gets injured every other game. So
and that's the thing.
Right sides. I mean, Brandon Ingram had blood clots and he's bowling. So I mean, there's a good thing.
Brandon Ingram's not 7'4".
He's pretty fucking tall.
He's 6'8".
Yeah, but that's still pretty tall. Let's not act like Brandon Ingram. Like we saw him walking down the street, we're like, whoa, that's a fucking big dude. No diddy.
No, I get it, but Wemby's got a whole 8 inches on him, no diddy. And it's like, no, but 8 inches on him. And it's like, that's a big difference. And it's like Tingus Pingus. His problem is his calf. That's his main problem. It's been his calf and his knee. His calf and his knee. How old is Kristaps already? He's going on 30?
That's right now.
He got drafted 2015.
Oh, he's still 29.
All right, so he's going on 30. Kristaps, I mean, I don't want it to happen. I mean, as much as I fucking hate him and the Celtics, I don't want it to happen. I don't want it to happen, but like his knee and his calf is gonna be the end of his career. But eventually, hopefully not. But that's one of those things that these injuries really like shut down good talent. This is somebody like Wemby is a monster. He's supposed to dominate for the next 14 years. But injuries will be the downfall of him, unfortunately. Chet Holmgren's gonna have the same problem. He already had the problem with the Liz Frank. So,
hell, Shaq. There's a reason why Shaq didn't last long. Fucking Yao Ming, he didn't last long.
Listen, I will say this, and when it comes to people like LeBron, I mean, LeBron's not short.
LeBron's 6'8", I think.
So I mean, that's still a very, very large human being, right? So So you got to give him credit for taking care of his body so long and being so durable. So now he's not a 7-footer, but at the same time, we've seen a lot of shorter people also break down faster than he has. So, and plus, is there any other 7-footer? What did Kareem last long? I think.
Yeah, he did. I mean, Kareem. Yeah, he did, but Kareem lasted long because of a skyhook. That's really it. Like he wasn't doing the shit they was doing with the Bucks.
I mean, look at Wilt. Wilt died young.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Ecclesi, said a good point. Look at Embiid breaking down left and fucking right.
And we're speaking of Embiid, and RJ, he brought up something, and as much as I don't want to fucking give Embiid any sliver of fucking credit, oh my god, I fucking hate Embiid, bro. Fuck Embiid. But as much as I don't want to give him any sliver of credit, we're back on the Zion stuff, and he made a point. He's like, Zion, I got to give Zion the same fucking smoke I give to Embiid because of the injury.
Finally coming around, Brandon.
Well, I didn't say he's the biggest bust.
No, dude. Come around like 2 months later after I fucking told you.
Well, no, I didn't say I don't agree he's the biggest bust. I have to kind of give him the same smoke because, like, I know you guys saw it. He's fucking the third fastest player to get to 5,000 points in his career, and it took him 6 fucking years to play 200 games. And Embiid has played 400 and missed like almost 500. If I could give Embiid smoke for that, I have no choice but to say the same thing. Zion, now granted, Zion doesn't play like Embiid. Embiid's a bitch, but I gotta give him the same fucking smoke. Injuries fucked up Zion too.
I mean, here's the thing: the difference with somebody like Wemby, right? With Wemby, it's like Wemby has a legit excuse. He's a freak of nature, all right?
Yeah.
Listen, Zion's big. He's a big person, but he's not a freak of nature. Dude's 6'4", 6'5".
Well, he's a freak of nature as far as
physically. Physically speaking, what I'm talking about is like we've seen a lot of people who are 6'4", 6'5", right? It's not like it's not like Wemby where it's just like, or Yao Ming, right? It's not. These are freaks.
I think you're talking like physically with the eyes because Zion's. Like, I mean, have you seen someone? I mean, we see people big like Zion who can't jump like Zion.
No. Here's the problem. Zion really has no excuse. What I mean by that is in terms of like the injury, right? Because he doesn't take his nutrition seriously. He doesn't work on his body seriously. And what I mean by he's not a freak is that he's not an anomaly in terms of being physically built like that. We see many people built like him, right?
Yes,
but there's not a lot of people built like Wemby. So even though Wemby can take care of himself, he could still get injured. So
what you're saying is Wemby, it's non-intentional. He's actually trying. He's actually doing arm. While Zion, it's him.
It's him. Yeah, exactly.
Zion just likes food.
Yeah, I mean, that's no excuse, bro. I'm sorry.
I mean, one thing that
can I just say something? Is it that he likes food, or is he just fucking lazy? Because there's a difference. Now, granted, yes, he could be lazy eating food. I just think the guy doesn't care. Can we just call it for what it is? He does not give a fuck.
No, he doesn't, because he relied on his. First of all, this is what happens when you take overhyped players, modern day overhyped players, at least American players, like Zion that came in the league with all this hype, right?
Yep.
Like people like LeBron came in with so much hype, but he lived up to it. People like Zion are not doing that. He was content with the hype he got at Duke and all the sponsorship money before he even stepped foot in an NBA court. They gave him the big Nike deal. He became complacent. That's his problem.
Yeah.
I mean, he was supposed to be the next big thing. Fucking fell flat out, and he's only 24.
I saw somebody in the comments blaming the fact that his Nike shoe broke when he was in college. You know what I'm talking about, when the shoe broke? And I'm like, shut the fuck up. You're gonna say his injuries because some fucking retard in the comments saying, oh well, his injury started because his shoe broke in the fucking. Shut the fuck. First off, he had knee injuries in high school. All right.
No. You're right. He did have knee injuries in high school, but I remember the whole Zion saga very clearly, and that's how I know he's one of the biggest busts because I don't think I remember a pre-draft prospect like Zion being so vivid where everybody was hyping him up so much. And I remember specifically people in the media talking about Zion's great at this and that, but his torque, I guess that means his athleticism, right?
Yeah.
His athleticism is so potent and so fucking gifted, but his body is so fucking fat. So it's like if you put Ja Morant's athleticism in fucking Shaq's body, right?
Yeah.
I mean that's Zion Williamson, and that's the problem. Like he's so athletic, but he's so fat at the same time. It's like when he jumps 6 feet up in the air and he's fat and he falls down. Of course, his fucking ankles are gonna get crushed.
Yeah, I think for Zion, listen, the only reason I can't say hold on, give me a second.
Well, I mean, my thing here with Zion is that I just think the guy is lazy. I just think he does not care. Because if he wanted to be in good shape, he can do that. I mean, even if he got into good shape, I mean, there was a point where he was very muscular, no diddy, and he looked good. Now it's just like he just does not care. Like I look at Zion. If you look at Zion now, he looks in better shape than he did coming into the NBA at like 20.
I think the whole thing with Zion at the end of the day, it's hard for me to call him the biggest bust just because it's early. You know,
it's been like 6 years.
But that's still early. It's still early. If it's 10 years, then yeah, I could say it. I
mean, here's the thing. I think when we're talking about the biggest bust, it's like Zion had the biggest expectations, right? It's kind of like, for example, you know what Zion is? He's like the basketball equivalent to Trevor Lawrence, right?
That's what RJ said.
Trevor Lawrence is probably one of the biggest busts in NFL history.
Right, RJ. Yes, is Trevor Lawrence serviceable? Right? Is he worse than Ryan Leaf in terms of on the field play? No, he's not. Right, but he the type of hype that Trevor Lawrence had the next fucking Peyton Manning he was the real Peyton Manning with legs, right?
Yeah.
And look what he turned out to be. Even though he's serviceable, it is a bust. It's like a major bust. He was supposed to save the sport. Same thing with fucking Zion. He's LeBron's heir. He's gonna take the crown and the torch away from LeBron. Now look on him, bro. We're 5 years in and LeBron's still playing.
According to Colin Cowherd, that was Ben Simmons.
Oh yeah,
oh man, fuck out of here.
But even with that, and look at Trevor Lawrence. There was rumors, Trevor Lawrence, he doesn't put in the work. He's not thinking about football. He's not dedicated. He's a lazy motherfucker, or he's not dedicated. That's worse than being, because you at least have to try.
Yeah,
like try. I respect somebody who at least tries than someone who just doesn't give a fuck.
I mean, yeah, it isn't. And listen, I know Trevor Lawrence doesn't have the same. At least he keeps his weight under control, right? It's not like a nutrition thing, but you can say the same thing for Trevor Lawrence in terms like he does. It looks like he doesn't care.
Yep.
And that's playing with Jacksonville will do that for you.
I mean, listen, there's no excuse, bro. That's one thing. It's like some people, right, say, "Oh, well, that's only because he plays for the Pelicans." I'm like, nigga, what? Like that's not an excuse.
Like, come on, bro.
Like when Michael got to the Bulls, weren't they shit? I mean, wasn't that a shit?
What were the Bulls before Jordan? Can you name me any Bulls player before Jordan?
I mean, when fucking Peyton Manning went to the fucking Colts, were they shit? Who the fuck were they?
Yeah, they haven't been relevant since Johnny. What's his name?
Unitas,
yeah, Johnny Unitas, and that was like back in like the 50s, dog.
Yeah, so I don't want to hear none of that bullshit.
Like, nah, man. At the end of the day, and once again, I'm gonna say this before, and I think Josh Johnson brought it up, but at the same time, it's a fact. His contract was up. He could have pulled a Shaq and left. There's no franchise tag in the NBA. As soon as your contract's up, you can go wherever the fuck you want. He signed the extension for all that fucking money and still doing the same shit. He's a lazy bum. Brandon, stop sucking his dick. I know you want him on the Knicks, but at the same time, like, we got to call a spade a spade. Now, if he comes to the Knicks and balls out, we can revisit this conversation. But we have to call a spade a spade. It's been 6 fucking years. He hasn't even made the playoffs once.
Well, no, he made the playoffs.
And
no, I'm not counting that shit. He wasn't there. He doesn't count. Period.
Period. He balled out on the play-in, didn't he?
Yeah, sure. And he got injured, but that's not the playoffs. Playing is not playoffs, according to everybody.
But the play-in got him in.
Listen, and by the way, are the Pelicans partly to blame for enabling his fuckery, right?
Yes.
Like they are, but I get their point. Like they're the Pelicans. Who the fuck wants to play with them, right?
Yeah, like they're in New Orleans. Like we all know Louisiana, like LSU and the Saints are number one. New Orleans is fucking irrelevant. If this was the Lakers, they could be like, all right, fuck you. We don't need you or some shit like that. They have to like submit to him at some point because it's like when he's gone, who the fuck are they gonna rely on? CJ McCollum? Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I get why they're sucking up to him, but it's just like, man, I mean, Zion, he fell off so bad.
Like people are saying here, like, who's gonna be the next American face? Is it gonna be Ja? Is it gonna be Ant? Is it gonna be this, that, and third? Like, it should be fucking Zion right now. It's 6 years.
No,
when we can call a spade a spade.
No, yeah, he's a wild bust, and I mean, shit, and I know this is relevant, has nothing, but did that nigga ever even hit a 90 overall in fucking 2K? Did he?
Are you talking about my team? Maybe that, but not fucking.
No, the nigga's been in the fucking low 80s for a fucking minute now. I mean, shit.
Bro, we have to call Zion is the biggest bust in NBA history. Period. End story. Period. I don't give Kwame and Anthony Bennett, Andrew Wiggins. They at least tried. First of all, they didn't have the hype of Zion, but at least they tried. It's just shit didn't work out. Like shit doesn't work out.
Hey, neither of those two reached 5,000 points as fast.
They all made the playoffs though,
or probably period.
Like this dude has Zion even played 50 games in a season yet? Like, come on, like 50, not 60, 50. Like, come on, dog. Like, what are we doing here? And I like Zion. Zion's probably one of my favorite players to watch. He has, if I'm the NBA, I'll be so pissed off because he has it. He has aura. He just has natural aura. We've seen it in high school. He's supposed to be the face of the league right now. He just doesn't care. Period. And fucking Kwame was never going to be the face of the league. Neither was Anthony Bennett or Andrew Wiggins. He has aura. He just doesn't want to.
You got to stop disrespecting Andrew Wiggins, bro.
You know what I'm saying? I know Brandon loves Canadians. He loves SGA.
No. Hey, listen. I don't love Canada, but Andrew Wiggins, he's all right.
But, you know, at the same time, it's like, come on, bro. And Jamal Murray, let me also throw him in there too.
I like Jamal
But
Murray.
at the same time, it's like, we got to call a spade a spade. I don't know why that's such a controversial statement by me.
Fuck you, RJ. You don't like Canada?
Canada's all right.
Canada's all right? Did you
Besides SGA.
Did you enjoy USA versus Canada in hockey?
Oh my gosh, that shit.
Now I know what you're talking about, right? Where people were like saying like, "Oh yeah, we own you," and shit. I was like, "What are y'all talking about?" Because there was beef between Canada, like all hockey. I'm like, nigga, I don't give a fuck about hockey.
Listen, so CEO, you know, we have the 2K squad, me, Brandon, Josh, Tiro, and Spongy. And
my God, don't fucking start, bro. Don't fucking start.
No. I want to tell CEO this because CEO is probably going to curse you out just like I did.
Don't fucking start.
Brandon was like, I can't make it, guys. I have to hang out with my wife. It's date night. I want to sit down and watch movies. But instead of watching the movie,
we did watch a movie
versus USA hockey. Are you fucking serious?
Wait, that's what he did?
Yeah.
Hold on. We watched movie. We did watch a movie, and then we cooked, and then we watched the USA Canada.
Why?
Who cares?
Because it was a good game. It was hold on. First of all,
it's NHL. What the fuck?
So what? Yo,
I don't care if it's a good. I'm pretty sure water polo. I'm pretty sure there are good games on water polo. You don't want to see us watching that shit.
This is the problem. These are the same people who don't want to watch UFC because they don't know any better. All right, hockey.
Gosh.
Listen, I'm not a big hockey fan. I don't watch enough of it. But yo, that game was good. That game was good. It was really fucking good game.
See, I don't get the appeal of like just sitting down and watching a sport I have zero interest in.
Well, you have zero interest in because you never have you turned it on to watch it?
No, to Brandon's credit. Whoa, to Brandon's credit. I think I said this on stream. I watched, now granted, it wasn't by my will. I think my phone was dead. My TV was on. It is what it is. There was a hockey. Yeah, it was the hockey game. I think it was the Bruins versus the Pelicans. Not the Pelicans, the Penguins, right? Not going to lie. Interesting watch. I was like, good. Have I ever said, wow, I need to sit down and watch this hockey game again? Abso-fucking-lutely not. Abso-fucking-lutely not. Number one, America doesn't need to prove that they're good at fucking hockey. We're good at other sports more than fucking hockey. That's number one. Number two, who gives a shit about it?
Okay, well, first off, the reason why anybody gave a shit is because it was a country versus a country. That's why it was a 14.
Oh yeah. All around the world, people are like, you know what? Canada might be better than the USA, not because of economics or because they're tougher, they have a better military. No, because they're better at hockey. Yeah.
Well, that's the same reason you watch soccer. Soccer's fucking USA versus their. Well, USA soccer's not all that, but like the same.
I
reason
don't. I do not give a fuck.
Well, I didn't say you, but I said you, but I didn't mean you. I mean like the same reason people watch soccer. Soccer, the World Cup. I mean, it's no different in that case. You watch the Olympics.
You have a better soccer team. You have a better soccer team. Let's line up our militaries. Let's see who's better there.
You're right. And listen, you're exactly right. After that loss that we took to Canada, they should be 50% tariffs and a bunch of bullshit. But that's not the point. The reason it's like you watch the Team USA in basketball. It's the same thing. No difference.
Bro, the average, like no, it's a good sport. It's a good sport. It's for them. I think the problem is like, can we if we're gonna measure who's superior, can we do it with something that actually fucking matters to some degree or a relevant sport?
Yo, Josh, don't disrespect your president. All right.
The average NFL salary is like $71,000. That should tell you the league is fucking irrelevant. I mean, the NHL.
Okay, yeah, it's irrelevant, but doesn't mean it's a bad product. It's. I mean, from what I saw, I only watched one game.
No, it's like out of all the things we like, can we? All right, how about using the Olympics? Can we use the Olympics? I mean, that's probably a better, fucking.
Well, this was an Olympic type tournament.
Yeah, but it's hockey, bro. I mean,
yeah, I disagree with that. I think the Olympics got way more ratings than the fucking hockey. No one cared about this.
I'm talking about how the product was. I'm not talking about the ratings.
Okay, USA versus Canada. Why do people care at the beginning? Is it because of the Trump fighting with Canada?
I mean, probably that. I feel like for me, it was interesting to think about that as well. But I actually was interested in the game. I wanted to see how it was, and it turned out to be a really good game. Plus, it's the only fucking out of the four major sports, because technically it's a four major sport. Unless UFC surpassed it yet.
Yes, it has.
It has.
Dana says it does, but I don't trust Dana's fucking words. Dana says power slap is
bro,
bigger.
it's
no, bullshit, nigga. You better trust Dana's word. After the bullshit you give to me about Dana, fuck off.
First of all, Dana fucking says power slap is bigger than all the fucking Premier League soccer teams, and that's bullshit.
Listen.
Yeah, but
bro.
Me saying, he said he doesn't have enough money to pay all these fighters. Yeah, that's not bullshit.
No, well, he does.
NHL's like ranked number 4 or 5 major sport in the U.S. and probably in America, and I know internationally it's fucking irrelevant. I mean, I'm pretty sure cricket is more relevant internationally than fucking hockey.
Yes. Well, cricket's cool. Cricket has like 2 billion people to watch it because it's fucking India, most likely. Most.
Listen, bro.
Of it.
All you people, listen. Yeah, I get it. Hockey has fights and all. I mean, but it's not. It's
and that's
not.
Nothing. It's the only fucking major sport that you can fight in.
Okay, then that might make it worse. Like I'm not saying it's a bad product, but like if your whole thing is if you're not a combat sport, well, what's appealing about it? We can fight. Okay, great. Like the NBA, like it's not about the slam dunks and the fucking shooting and stuff like that. Oh yeah, we can fight. Like who gives a shit? Are you good at the actual sport?
I mean, it's just. I don't. All you're doing is watching a bunch of fucking imported Russians on your American and Canadian teams knocking each other's teeth out. I mean, that's what it is. Because let's be honest, vast majority of Canadians and Americans aren't fucking playing that sport. They're actually going and playing a relevant sport and not fucking hockey. So you have to import all these fucking Russians and shit. What do you think they got names like Wayne Gretzky and all these names you can barely pronounce?
And Wayne Gretzky turned into the GOAT in New York.
Nigga.
Yeah.
Can you name me 5 hockey players not named?
I don't fucking watch hockey, but I watched that one game, and it was. I watched that one game. I watched the one. Well, actually, I watched a little bit of the highlights before, but like I watched the one game, and it was a very good product to watch that day. I don't regret watching it at all. I'd rather watch that than fucking have Ronnie fuck with me in 2K.
Listen, bro. Listen, like we need to stop this hockey thing. Needs to fucking die down. Fuck hockey. You know,
Why does it need to die down? Because you didn't, because you don't want to give it a chance. Is that why it needs to die down?
No, hockey. I enjoyed it, but for people to sit here and suck its dick, it's like chill the fuck out. It's like
it was that good. That's the thing. It was good. You didn't watch, so how do you know?
Because it was like the typical average hockey game, bro.
No, it was a good game. Went to overtime 2-2. It was a fucking.
I mean, listen. Props to you. You can enjoy something that you have zero interest in. I don't know how people do that.
Listen, maybe I'll give it a chance. One of these, one of these days, I'll see. Oh, you know what? The fucking I don't know. The Red Wings are playing. Let me fucking watch. Maybe
you know what, Brandon.
I mean, I'm sorry. Do you have nothing better to do with your time than
Brandon's
fucking sit there and watch?
He watched the WNBA finals.
I watched fucking a quarter of the fifth
what?
Game. I watched a quarter of the fifth game. Relax,
bro. Cleaning your toilet is more productive.
You weren't watching that shit.
First off, if I watch certain sports, it's because I'm doing something and I have sports. Same thing. We talked about this with the NFL. I have sports on in the background for the most part.
What, Brandon? I'd rather you have fucking SpongeBob. I put SpongeBob in the background.
I got SpongeBob in the background as well, but that's beside the case.
Oh my gosh, though.
I mean, well, obviously you didn't have the hockey game in the background because you said it was good.
No, because it was good. That's the thing. Once again, that's why it got hyped, because it was good.
Here's a good comparison. You want to know what hockey is? Hockey's like women's college basketball. People give it all this overhype, but no one really fucking watches it.
But see, I'm not giving it overhype, talking about, oh, well, you know what? I'm gonna watch just hockey now. No, eventually, maybe I'll turn on a couple games. This is how you start to grow. Not love for sports. I want to use that. This is how you start to grow. Your interest in sports. You watch one game, all right. When I was young, I didn't watch a lot of soccer. My mom fucking hated the fact that I didn't like soccer. But then I started watching soccer when I started working at restaurants, and I was like, oh shit, this shit's tight. I watched the American Cup, I watched the Euro Cup, and I'm like, all right, this shit's tight. And then I started watching the World Cup, and then I started watching these games. I went to a Red Bull game in Harrison, New Jersey. It was good. It was good. That you start to build interest little by little. That's why you can't say it was bad or that it didn't deserve the hype, because you didn't watch the game. And the hype's dead now. The hype's dead now. It only lasted a little bit.
Hockey's just not.
No,
I don't want to say it's not a good sport. It just has no interest.
No,
it's just because you have no interest, and that's fine,
bro. It's not because It's not because of the sport of hockey. People just saw America versus Canada, and because of the recent political tension, they decided that was the way they were going to whip their dicks out and measure it.
And you're absolutely, and you're right. But that's even the players themselves. They're like, because they asked them, the reporters, like, now that there's a lot of people who were watching for whatever reason they were watching, whether it's the political stuff or whatever. Now that they were watching, what do you want to say to the fans the new fans that are watching this? It's like, give our sport a chance. It's a good sport, blah, blah, blah. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, you know why I made that fucking comparison to women's college basketball? Give our truth. We've been suffering for so long. Please give us, please.
But there's a big difference. There's a big difference with hockey and well, actually, women's college basketball is better than WNBA.
Listen, at least the NHL is somewhat profitable. The fucking WNBA is a fucking tax haven because it's literally a money pit.
Funny enough, where's YTC when it matters? Fucking YTC would be defending hockey to the fullest right now. But hockey's a good product to watch from that one game I saw. Again, I can't say every game, but there's nothing wrong.
I barely have time. We barely have time in our lives to watch the relevant sports. Why the fuck am I going to waste time watching hockey?
Well, if we're getting to the point of sports where, like, when there's nothing, you start to like figure out what you can watch. Once June comes and all these sports are like kind of dead, and you're gonna watch this random ass baseball game because you want to watch sports, right?
No, I literally just do anything else.
Okay, well,
I think I take your approach, Brandon. I just put on for background noise, but usually during the summer, I'm either working or I'm outside playing basketball. I'm actually taking a break from sports.
Well, the thing is, yeah. I mean, for the summer, well, not a lot of people don't go outside anymore, so that's a little different. But like, I like going outside, but that's different. The point is, I put it on for background noise. Certain things, like certain baseball games, I put on for background noise, or certain certain sports, I'll see it on TV and I'm like, fuck it, I'll just put it on for now. And it's good when you watch it. It's just that's how you build your interest. It starts little by little. There's nothing wrong with the hype with the political tension. Did most of it, sure, and that's how it starts. That's how a fan base grows. Now,
I can guarantee
I mean, I've been saying for about a year. I mean, not to you guys, but I've been saying like for a year to like friends, like I want to go to a hockey game. I want to experience it because a lot of people say it's very fun to be at in person, and I can go to either MSG or Prudential Center, and I could watch either the Devils or the Rangers.
Can I just say something about sports? And we kind of say this about athletes. We're just talking about Zion and how he has just a certain aura to him. I feel like that's that with certain sports. Certain sports just have an aura to them than other sports. Like football and basketball, baseball, boxing, and UFC now have a certain aura to it than fucking, in America at least, than hockey and soccer and cricket and rugby and shit like that.
People hold on. Soccer, let's keep it real. Soccer has a big fucking aura.
Huh?
Soccer has a very big fucking aura.
I said in America. I said specifically in America.
Okay, I guess. But even in America, you got a lot of people who are international fans.
Yeah, yeah. So. Yeah, because they come from fucking Saudi Arabia. That's probably why, not actual Americans. But that's besides the point. But listen, at the end of the day, it's like, prime example, like people say rugby's more physical than football. That might be true. But there's just a certain aura to football about it. At least football in its prime.
I mean, listen.
He just doesn't have. It's the same thing with hockey. Like, hockey might be a better product than the NFL. I wouldn't disagree with that, but it's just a certain thing to the I'll say football. I'll say football, not hockey. Oh, well, the NHL. I mean, the NHL might be a better product than the NFL. I probably agree with you on that, Brandon. But I'll rather watch a shitty NFL game than put on fucking.
But what's the logic to that? Why? Why would you want to watch something
there's just a certain aura to football?
Not even that. It's just I don't find the appeal. It's a bunch of. It's figure skating mixed with football mixed with fucking shitty fights.
With cricket. I mean, what's that game where you have to fucking oh my gosh, curling.
I mean, it's just man. It's just I don't like the ice. I think it's fucking gay. All right, I don't like that shit.
Okay, but that's a little different. But that's a little different because you don't find the appeal. You don't find the appeal to it. But RJ said the product might be better, right? If the product is better, then why would you want to watch the worst product? That just
any item, any fucking.
Go ahead.
Any fucking grown men fucking figure skating on ice. Fuck that shit.
First off, they're on the. I remember. You ever watch Blue Mountain State BMS?
No.
No, you never. All right, it's Thad Castle. It's a funny fucking show. He was like, "Yo, hockey players scared the shit out of me because they're playing on the hardest surface known to man with knives on their feet. They're scary." I mean, I kind of feel that way too. Like it's a hard fucking thing to do. Figure skate and fucking.
We're not disagreeing with that. Brett, I'm not disagreeing with you, but there's no aura to it. That's just a fucking fact. There's no aura to it.
I mean, I don't know. I think the aura argument's like. Every sport builds its aura if you watch it more and depending on the interest you have. But I think the aura argument's not a good argument.
There's so many things. Like I'd rather watch baseball, football, soccer. I'd rather watch soccer than fucking hockey. I'd rather watch fucking sprinting. I'd rather fucking watch swimming. Like I just don't.
You rather watch men in Speedos fucking swim than fucking men playing.
No. Well, I'm talking about specifically women swimming. All right.
I don't know. I heard swimming. I didn't hear.
I'd rather watch fucking tennis than fucking hockey.
I'd rather watch women's volleyball or some shit like that.
Okay, women's volleyball. I mean, that's a little different though. I mean, because you're watching for the women. You're not watching for the. I mean, nobody watches sports for the men. They watch for the sport. There's a little difference.
Come on, bro. Like.
No, I mean, RJ. Now I get what you're talking about. This fake hype and fake acceptance of a shitty sport is disgusting.
I don't think it's a fake acceptance.
I'm not going to sit here and call it because I watched the hockey game and I enjoyed it. I'm not going to sit here and say the product's bad, number one, because I don't know enough about the product. I'm just saying the overhype. Like people are trying to have this fake aura with it. It's not. No, it's bullshit. Shut the fuck up and watch some basketball. Fuck that shit. Fucking spring training's about to start up in baseball. Who gives a fuck about hockey? Oh yeah, it's Canada. I don't want to watch a bunch of filthy Canadians. I'm sorry.
I mean, if I watched fucking spring training over, that's a bad comparison. But the point is, I think the hype was warranted. Yeah, maybe most of it was fucking political, and that's fine.
No, all of it was political.
Because hockey fans took advantage of it to hype up their sport, and that's fine.
No, all of it was political. All of it, because this isn't the first time USA and Canada went head to head, so all of it was political. All the hype was 100% political.
Okay, even with that, it still turned out to be a good game, and that's all that matters at the end of the day.
No, it's just the thing is, this hockey has no intrinsic value. It doesn't. It's not a hype because it's not like when you got a big UFC fighter, big boxing. It's like all the hype is natural. This is people fantasizing. This is people fantasizing about Trump versus Trudeau and making this picking an irrelevant sport like hockey to play out their fucking fantasies to see who's superior. This has zero to do with hockey.
Again, it doesn't change.
You see, like with these, like the Olympics and stuff, like Germany back in the 1940s with Jesse Owens. It's the same fucking shit.
Bro, this could have been golf. This could have been Canadian versus American golf. And this shit would have.
And you're right, but it doesn't change the fact that it was a good game.
No, Brandon, we're not saying it wasn't.
Who cares though?
Because Brandon's bringing up a good point. I don't want to shit on hockey because I somewhat enjoyed that Pelicans and fucking Pelicans.
No, I'll shit on the fucking
Pirates game. I get where Brandon's coming from. It's a good, but the problem is it has no aura. I'm sorry.
It can't have.
It's not even an aura.
To build the? I want to because I don't like the aura argument. How could hockey build aura?
Nothing. You either have it or you don't. No. You gotta accept that, Brandon. But I'll give you an example. Hold on. Let me give you an example. I know this is players, but maybe this will get your example. Tim Duncan is a better overall player than Kobe Bryant. Kobe will always be better because Kobe has fucking aura. He has flash to it. Hockey doesn't have that. I'm sorry. You can't inorganically have aura. You either have it or you don't.
Listen, the aura argument to be fair is subjective. Now, the thing is, I'm taking the angle of I just think it's a shitty sport. All right, that's just I don't like the sport. That's simple as that. It's simple as that. Don't like the concept of the figure skating or the skating. I think it's gay as shit. Like that's my argument. Now the aura thing is like, yeah, because I can guarantee some queer and hockey fan could be like, "What are you talking about? Wayne Gretzky had all the aura and shit like that." So
yeah, it's funny how when's the last time Wayne Gretzky suited up?
Shit,
like when I was born. When I was born, probably.
It's like fucking it's like golf with like fucking Tiger. It's like, yeah, Tiger had aura, not golf. Come on, man.
Which is true. I understand the Tim Duncan argument you're making, but that goes to my point where it's like you're still gonna watch Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan's still a good fucking player. You're gonna watch him. And this is with the hockey. The hockey. If now that I watch this one game, I might watch another game. I might watch fucking, like I said, I might fuck around and watch the Flyers and the Red Wings. I don't like Detroit or Philly.
Shout out to Brandon. He's gonna help hockey go from 10 viewers to 11 viewers. Congrats.
I'm just saying. I guess
it's my NHL from EA than fucking Madden, which I would probably wouldn't blame for.
Listen, I'll give it. Actually, I've always wanted to play NHL on the Xbox. I just
Brandon, I give you credit, bro. You're the definition of don't knock until you try it. I'll give you credit for that.
I just, like I said, there's nothing wrong with the hype, and the hype was only a week. It's not like the WNBA. It's not. You know what? It's not. How about this? It's not forced hype. Can we agree there?
Yes, it is. Stop it. But
how is it forced?
If this Trump and Canada thing wasn't happening, no one would give a fuck.
That's why it was organic because something
forced hype.
No, it was
putting their political views like, oh yeah, I gotta watch this hockey game. Who gives a shit?
But that's not forced. That's more of the fucking. That's just organic. Yeah, I want to watch it, see them whoop their ass. If you're watching everybody's watching the Caitlin Clark in college because that was kind of forced. Everybody was like, it was forced on social media. No. Oh, women's sports is going to be so great.
I want everybody in the chat to realize I'm about to defend a woman's sport.
That's crazy.
At least hockey needs politics to save it, to make this game pretty good.
Every sport needs politics.
Actually, because Caitlin Clark actually fucking was a good player, and people are like, wow, there's actually a women's basketball player that's actually fucking good.
Nobody was watching Caitlin Clark if it wasn't for Sports Center spam posting her.
Yeah, because she's actually good.
Well, that's not true though, because they try to spam post every other fucking female athlete before her, and that shit did not work.
All right, they fucking Angel Reese has hype, and Angel Reese all she does is fucking brick and rebound. She got a McDonald's. She's got a fucking McDonald's meal now.
Oh, wait, well, first of all, Angel Reese hype is artificial. She's basically eating the crumbs of Caitlin Clark's hype.
Yeah.
That's what's going on there.
Don't tell her or Mike that.
No, I mean she can think whatever she wants.
Once again,
like,
this WNBA shit was forced completely because of why? Because of political views. Talking about because with this whole women thing is political.
No. Listen, when it comes to Caitlin Clark in the college basketball or in the WNBA, that's organic. They had a player like, wow, she's actually entertaining. She actually somewhat looks like she actually is a good player. This whole Canada versus fucking USA thing is like, well, Trump and Canada are going at it, and now they're going at it and stuff like that. It's like,
that's the same thing politically. That's the same thing politically with the women's sport. Women's excellence. Women can finally play fucking pro sports and they'll be entertaining.
For years. No, they've been doing that for years and no one cared. It wasn't until they actually got a good women's player like, wow.
All right, and the same thing. There's good, and it was a good hockey game. That same thing.
Right, but there was no hockey player that people cared about.
I don't know. It depends. It depends because I learned some names that day.
Well, okay. Can you name? I
can name Jack Hughes. Connor McDavid was the one that got the game winner in OT, and apparently he's very fucking huge in Canada. Now, granted, it's Canada, but still, he's very big in Canada. Jack Hughes plays for New Jersey. There's a dude that his name started with a K, but I can't say it. It was
okay, yeah, all right.
But like, there's some names that I learned that day who actually played good. And you know what? Jack Hughes plays for New Jersey, so now it's like more interest in a sense. Not saying I'm gonna go watch
Jack Hughes is walking down in the New Jersey street. No one will give a fuck who he is.
All right, fucking. How many people know Caitlin Clark in the fucking New Jersey street?
I'm pretty sure a lot more people.
Bullshit. She just looks like another fucking chick from the. She looks like another chick from from South Jersey.
Whether we think she should be popular or not, the fact of the matter.
That's cheap bullshit. That's cheap as fuck. If I see I know who Angel Reese is, but if somebody sees Angel Reese in the fucking street, everybody's gonna think she's another fucking hood rat from Newark. Get the fuck out of here. Nobody cares.
We're talking about Caitlin Clark.
I'm just saying these two players. Nobody's gonna see Caitlin Clark in the street and be like, oh yeah, they might ask, oh, why the fuck is she so tall? Besides that.
Bro, Caitlin Clark is literally on every single commercial. They literally just gonna have her at All-Star game.
Again.
Stop it.
You go to fucking New York and you ask, do you know Caitlin Clark? Oh, I don't. Who the fuck is that?
That's bullshit.
Oh, you have little kids chanting Clark. What the fuck are you talking about, dog? Are you out of your mind?
Those are the people who spend all their life on social media. People who stay outside and don't fucking succumb to all that bullshit.
I mean, obviously some Mexican abuela and fucking Bronx wouldn't know what the fuck Caitlin Clark is.
I'm gonna shut Brandon down right now. I'm gonna shut you down right now. Albany, New York. Far away from Iowa, sold out when Caitlin Clark and fucking LSU played here.
In college.
Yes, in college.
Okay.
So people from
the fucking people who traveled there, they know who Caitlin Clark is.
No bullshit.
Not the fucking. You go next door. You go to the Puerto Rican chick.
Tell me about my own state, Brandon.
Ask the Puerto Rican chick next door to you. Ask the Puerto Rican chick next door to you who Caitlin Clark is. She's probably like, huh?
Everybody knows who Caitlin Clark is. Everybody.
You know what? Have a social experiment one of these days and fucking start asking people when you're don't go to work. But I'm saying go fucking walk on the street.
I'm literally giving you're like, no, Archie, you're wrong. I hate you. No, I'm giving you a social experiment.
That's bullshit.
People from Albany, New York. Now, yes, there were students from Iowa, but not every single Iowa student went because they have financial. Albany, New York itself. I know.
First off, anybody who's going to fucking college basketball game for women.
Bullshit. You're full of shit, dog.
I just want to make this
clear. You know how many college basketball games we have here? And they didn't sell. Syracuse didn't sell out as much as fucking Taylor. These
are the people who fell for the propaganda through SportsCenter, ESPN, and all those other bullshit.
All I just want to say, the fact that Caitlin Clark makes more than any NHL player right now should tell you a lot. That's all I got to say.
Well, I'm not defending the NHL. I'm just saying that it was a good game. That's it.
I know. The game could have been good, but it wasn't because the players. It wasn't because of the hype of the players. It was artificial due to politics. The players were vessels, and that was it.
And that's the same thing with the women's basketball. It was politics as well. Nobody gave a fuck. If it wasn't for women's excellence and forcing that shit on, nobody gave a fuck.
Well,
Yeah,
no, they
Caitlin-
try to force
You're wrong.
women excellence for the past 40
Hold
years.
on,
And
hold on.
failed.
You had these people like fucking what the fuck is her name? The bitch who's a 3-time MVP now, Asia Wilson. You have bitches like her, and she's apparently one of the greatest of all time. Nobody fucking knew.
No
shit
one
about her.
cared when she
No
was
one
in the
cares
league, though.
because
Like that's the point.
that's the point, right? That's what I'm
Hello,
saying.
the
The
people
Caitlin
don't
Clark-
care until Caitlin came in.
And
The
she's somebody like an Asia Wilson's a better player.
Yeah, okay,
But no
fine.
one.
But no one
You
cares.
just made my point. You just made my point. Thank you.
Yeah,
With the whole Tim
she's a
Duncan.
better.
No, Brandon.
No,
you just made
Brandon.
my
The point
with
is
Tim
that
Duncan.
Caitlin Clark's hype is real. That's what we're
Yes,
talking
she has
about.
an aura to
It's
her.
just as it's just as manufactured because of this whole women fucking narrative.
No,
Just like
because they did that for,
oh my
for
gosh,
the
bro,
last
this
40
nigga's
years.
dumb
They
as
didn't
hell.
do it.
It's just as manufactured. Nobody
Yes,
fucking knew
bro.
anything about women's sports until
Oh,
fucking
wait,
until
Brandon,
they forced it.
why? Okay, but you say they forced it, but the thing is, okay, they forced Caitlin Clark happened, yet no one gives a fuck about the rest of them.
It
So
wasn't
how is
as
that
forced. This Caitlin Clark stuff was the most forced of all time. What are you talking about? You
You
never
wasn't-
saw.
You're disconnected from reality.
You didn't see
You're
this
dis-
shit.
no.
You got like, you got like fucking 15 posts a day from all these social media accounts about Caitlin Clark. Yeah, they found a good player to use it for, but it was all about, oh yeah, women's sports. No one gave. They never did that before.
Wait, here's the thing, Brandon.
They never did
one-
that before.
They have been
They never
pushing,
did that before for better players.
They have been pushing women's sports in our faces for the past 40 years, and they've done it through ESPN and they've done it through Fox, and none of that shit worked because everyone knew it was ass. The only reason that Caitlin Clark actually has genuine hype is because people like her game and people are actually feel attracted to her for some, not physically speaking.
Well,
But,
physically, listen, Caitlin Clark's not too bad physically, okay?
But people are drawn into her. It was like, this is kind of like the Steph Curry effect, right? With a woman, right? Where it's kind of like they're drawn to this to this person, even though she may not be the best ever, but for some reason she has something about her that people maybe, let's just be honest, because she was a white non-homosexual, and I think a lot of people thought she was not a woke.
Part of that, by the way, I was just about to say before you said woke, part of that's also political, but I digress.
No, but the point is she has hype, and people still watch her games, and people still.
I'm not denying the fact that she's a good player and that there's some hype to her game. I'm not denying that. But the thing is, a lot of it was politically motivated as well, and that's why it was so big. Because then you started getting women out the woodwork talking about, oh yeah, WNBA. They still can't name fucking players.
Brandon's full of shit. You know why? Because the fucking system's trying to put her down. How many fucking bitches?
Okay, now why do you think they had her? Why do you think
Team USA? They literally left off the Team USA.
Why do you think they had her fucking put out that statement talking about what the fuck was it about? Was it Kamala or was it something else? I don't remember. They had her put out a fucking pro Black Lives Matter statement or something. Yeah,
it was
like
a pro black woman empowerment.
We're talking about. Yeah, we're talking about during the season, during her college career.
You saw that but right now you see that the hype of WNBA. Can't believe we're still arguing WNBA, but you see the fucking hype of WNBA, and they had her fucking put out a statement for Black women excellency. It's still politically motivated.
No,
but
yes,
the whole recent. We're talking about her college career and this last. Well, that happened like 2 months, like a month ago. That wasn't like we're talking about throughout her high school. I heard about her in high school. Her high school.
I didn't hear shit. I guess I live on a fucking rock because I didn't hear shit about her.
Yeah, you do.
Trust me.
Yeah, her high school, her fucking college. Like
you make it sound like she was. You make it sound like she's Zion.
She's probably. She just has an aura to her. That's just a fact.
And there's again, I wasn't denying that in her game, but again, to say it's not political motivated is just wrong.
Brandon, people were shitting on her saying, "Bro, she's not even the best player." There's a lot of this league was built on black women. She doesn't really fit that criteria.
That's why a lot of people watch her. It's the same thing as like combat sports. Like, oh yeah, I want to see this person get punched in the face. People want to see her get fucking elbowed in the fucking tit during a basketball game.
Listen, the WNBA wanted to push women empowerment and push women's sports in people's faces. They're just angry that it's not a black woman.
Well, that's besides the case. You know, the women of The View were very saying that it was pretty privileged and all that shit. But that's why they had her put out a
privilege my fucking ass.
I don't know, their fucking words. That's why they had her put out a statement talking about Black Lives and Kamala and Taylor Swift and all that other bullshit. Well, Taylor Swift was the like. And that's the other thing. She lost some every fucking
listen, and I would be more than happy for Caitlin Clark's fucking hype to be fucking fake, because I don't like it. I don't see where it comes from. I think that I don't find her physically attractive. I don't find her appealing. I think she has as much aura as a fucking wet cracker. Okay, so it's not like
she is a wet cracker.
As someone who watched her play, she is for a girl. I mean this for a girl. She's a good basketball player. She has she made shots. I'm like, wow. Like,
RJ, be careful. Be careful. You can't say for a girl. She's a good basketball player in general.
Get the fuck out of here.
You're trying to not be a misogynist anymore. So I'm trying to help you.
I don't give a fuck. I'll be a misogynist. I get all the bitches while Master J and Apex don't get shit. So I'll be misogynist.
Now, Angel Reese is manufactured bullshit.
Yes, and Angel Candace Parker, prime example.
No, but specifically Angel Reese is manufactured bullshit. Because
you don't like her McDonald's meal cereal?
No, it's just, for example, Angel Reese, right, is eating crumbs off of Caitlin Clark, and not only that, it's just that that's who the league wants to be popular, because she's a black wokey bitch or obnoxious as fuck, right? That's who they want to be the face of the WNBA, but they can't, like, because people want to watch, right? People want to watch Caitlin Clark. Because let's be honest, and there's nothing appealing about Angel Reese's personality. She's fucking obnoxious. She's fucking trashy. Arrogant. She's trashy. She talks about she's a hood.
Mama looks better than her. Stop it, RJ.
Well, Brandon, your expectations,
It wasn't just me. It wasn't just me. It wasn't just me. Shut up.
Well, I mean, no disrespect. You think the NHL is fucking a good sport, so I mean.
You said yourself that you thought it was good.
I said it's interesting, but I'm not going to sit here and overhype it and be like, I'm going to watch a fucking USA.
By me saying the game was good wasn't overhyped. I'm just saying that there's a reason. Post game, because I think we got to get back to the hockey part of it. Post game, before the game, yes, it was politically motivated. Sure, I have no reason to deny it. That's also part of the reason I'm like, all right, fuck it, I'll watch USA Canada. Now, granted, I would have watched it if it was like soccer or same shit, but the post game after, if there's still any hype to it, it's because it was a good game, not just because of politics. That's where the hype comes from. At the end of the day, that's right now. There's nothing wrong with that.
Even if that was the case, I haven't heard anybody say it was a good game.
Well, because now that
if you watch a hockey game and you never watch hockey in your life, how would you know it's a good game?
Well, because it's that's kind of more of an objective thing. It's a back and forth game. It's close. You even hear like, if you watch with commentary, you can kind of get the vibe of it. It has, or in your case, the aura when you're watching the game. Maybe it doesn't have aura before the game, but like you could feel the buzz of how close a game is or something like that. In any sport, really.
I'm pretty sure most of America was like, damn, this shit's kind of fucking boring. I have work in the morning. What was it on like a Thursday? I have work in the morning. Let me turn this shit off and just see what Trump says.
That's probably what you thought, but I mean, I don't know. You got to look at we would have to look at how their views did. I wouldn't know. But the point is, at the end of the day, post game, the reason why you didn't get as much hype is because America lost. Since they lost in overtime, nobody was talking shit. But like, I mean, it's what you call it? It's subjective. It's my own person. What the fuck is the word for it? It's my own
anecdotal experience.
It's my own anecdotal experience. Yeah,
which I'm fine with. That's good.
Hold on, but I watched. But like when I was talking to people about it, they're like, the Canadians that I talked to are like, yeah, this is what you're missing out on. It's a good game, and then on top of that, the Americans who watched it was like, yo, this is pretty tight. We lost, but it was good.
No American gave a fucking Canada. That's all they have is hockey. They can't beat us in football. They can't beat us in basketball.
Hold on, they just won a championship in basketball like 6 years ago.
Wait, what? What? Huh?
The Raptors just won like 6 years ago.
Nigga.
I mean, as much as I don't want to hype up the Raptors, I gotta call a spade a spade.
Come on, bro.
You just said they haven't won, and I corrected you, and I get donkey. Okay,
bro. It's a bunch of Americans. Let's be for real. The Raptors are an American team. We just threw them to Canada. Let's be for real.
Oh, Kyle Lowry was on that team.
Kyle Lowry's not a Canadian. He's American.
Oh, I thought he was. I thought he was Canadian. He's been in fucking. He was with them for so long. That's why.
I guess Tracy McGrady and Vince Carter are Canadian too.
But this nigga didn't get anything when he fucking called fucking France part of Greece. Fuck you.
You didn't know where Sacramento was. So what are you talking about?
Sacramento's fucking irrelevant. Who cares about Sacramento?
Who cares about fucking Greece?
Well, Greece, Giannis.
Again, who gives a fuck about Greece, bro? I don't think Giannis gives a fuck about Greece. He talks more about Milwaukee than fucking Greece.
Giannis goes to Greece. He plays for Greece in the Olympics. If he didn't care, he wouldn't play for them, would he?
No, his brothers are there. That's probably why. If we paid him enough money,
see. Now we're splitting the fucking. Now
bro,
we're splitting
you thought Kyle Lowry was Canadian?
Well, because he was there for fucking forever. That's why. But that's not the point. The point is Canada's team won. Did they not?
Yeah, but it's not in an American sport.
It doesn't matter. But they won an American sport. So I get a donkey for giving you a factual fucking statement. Canada's team won.
Yeah, because I said they didn't beat us in a actual sport. That's an American. It's American players being Americans.
I'm sure some of them moved to Canada and had dual citizenship. That makes them Canadian.
Oh my gosh. Let's see. Go ahead, bro. I'm losing brain cells.
And by the way, I'm pretty sure Greece hasn't been relevant since Aristotle.
Thank you.
Hey, listen, Greece is 100% relevant. Fucking, don't you play Assassin's Creed? Didn't you play Assassin's Creed Odyssey?
Oh my gosh, that was like in like the BC. What the fuck?
That's the point.
That's Greece. That's Greece. Is it not? Is it not Greece?
Yeah, ancient Greece, my nigga. The fuck?
Hey, ancient Greece was... Now RJ's just being a queer because he fucking now he don't like now he at the end of the day Greece will always be relevant. Greece will always be relevant just because of that alone.
Like, bro, Brandon, that was, dude. I don't think your great grandparents were alive when that shit was going down, dog.
I don't know.
No, they weren't.
It's a lot of years.
Dog, are you trolling right now? Are you trolling?
The fact that they were that big, I mean, whatever. The fact that they were that big and they're still talked about is crazy. Is it not?
I mean, yeah, it's because it's ancient history and you're taught.
Hey. That's Greece. You said Greece is irrelevant. They're still relevant.
No, I said no. I mean, they haven't done anything since fucking Aristotle. It was like 2,000 years ago, bro.
Hey, 2,000 years ago, but it's still talked about heavily.
I'm getting too old for this shit, CEO.
It's still talked about heavily.
Shit, bro. I'm turning 25, Brandon. If you think I'm gonna, you better smart enough. If you think I'm gonna be putting up with this in my 30s, you got another fucking thing coming, bro.
Hey, that's your problem. I gave you a fact. I'm still not over the fact. I don't care about donkeys. I'm still not over the fact that you got mad because I said Canada won a team. They won. They won.
No,
that was the whole point. Canada won. Canada win.
You know what I'm trying to say? I'm saying Canadians from Canada beating a USA team.
Hey,
like
listen.
in the game that they besides hockey, which no one really cares about, like basketball or baseball or football. That's what I mean. Not fucking Kawhi and fucking all these guys who none of them are fucking Siakam's from like Africa.
Jamal Murray is an NBA champion now.
And for the Nuggets in the United States. Who gives a shit?
Jamal Murray, 2 international players who run that team won a championship. One of them's Canadian. The other one
at the same time, it was in America. It was for Denver, so we counted it.
So you can count it for Denver, but you can't count Toronto's win. See, that's donkey today for real. You try to use the same logic.
No, Brandon. I was obviously joking, but at the same time, at the end of the fucking day,
he's obviously joking.
Oh my gosh, I can't. CEO, you explain. I'm done. I gotta deal with Brandon all fucking week. You explain it, bro.
See,
like I can't do this shit no more.
Canada won a ring, did they not? That's all that matters.
Yes, but with America,
you got me fucking defending Canada now. Canada won a fucking ring, and they just won the fucking hockey game.
You're not defending. No, you can be like RJ. You're right. Like Americans won the chip for America for Canada. It wasn't actual Canadian.
Hold on. I mean, Kawhi. I didn't know Kawhi was Canadian.
Yeah, thank you. Someone gets it. Thank you. The guy was from San Diego. He's Canadian.
Hey, listen. Did he have a house in Canada? That means he probably.
No, he didn't even have a house, bro. He shacked up in the.
Well, he wasn't supposed to. He wasn't gonna stay there. He was supposed to go to the fucking. He went to Clippers.
Wait, they shipped him there to punish him.
and he
that's the country Brandon's supporting right now.
No, I'm not supporting that. I'm just calling a fact. He won a chip for Canada. It says the ring says Toronto fucking Raptors, not fucking Buffalo Raptors. Okay.
That's not the point. Okay.
Brandon, it's funny because our leagues always give them a team for no fucking reason.
Well, I mean, not the NFL. But.
No, like the MLB gives them a fucking team. I mean, they're not even American, bro. We just give them a team for no fucking reason.
But see, but you know what? That's their ring. Even though we gave them the team, we gave them the fucking players. That's their ring, though.
You know what? I think
and
they
also,
do.
well, you know what? RJ's gonna be like, oh, who cares? It's not relevant. But hockey teams that win in the United States, they have a lot of Canadians. The same shit, same logic they used.
And it's had the same aura.
Well, what I'm thinking is they gave Canada a team so they can call it World Championship when it's not. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, World Championship is subjective, I guess, to the fucking leagues.
But you know what? Shout out to Canada for winning. You know, even though you needed all the resources of the United States, you guys won a ring. It took you about.
Listen, I don't even hate Canada, bro. I hate Puerto Rico more for obvious reasons. But
all right, Brandon, you can defend yourself there. I didn't say shit. I probably like Puerto Rico more.
I'm not gonna dignify that with an answer. But the point is, when it comes to Canada and the hockey, that's any post hype. The reason there's not as many post hype is because people are a little salty that Canada won. And I guess I understand, but at the end of the day, it was a good game. That's why there was hype in general. Like, it was a good game the first time, even though it was an ass whooping. But that's just how it is.
And enough with this bullshit to make Canada 51 state. It's retarded.
I like telling that to the Canadians. I talk about it 51st state.
Canada stinks. There's nothing there. It's just snow.
You know how many fucking liberals are up there, bro? We'll
just make it Alberta, and that's it. We'll make them a territory just like Puerto Rico.
Can we just sell Canada and Puerto Rico to China and just call
facts, bro?
Why would you want to sell them to China, our fucking biggest rival?
What are they gonna do? You guys gonna suit up for us?
I mean,
economic rival.
Listen, bro. I mean, if we sold
as a punishment.
I mean, but they wouldn't even accept it because, like, what benefit would they get?
The United States would never sell. The United States would never sell them because of their because of Cuba. Really, I know Cuba's not as big as a threat anymore. Obviously not, but like they still tied with the Russians, and the Russians.
All right, let's just sell it to Russia, then just call it a day. I mean, you guys are just, like Canada and Puerto Rico. There's just
this is why you can't be in this. This is why you can't be in charge because you don't understand how things work with the.
No, it's just irrelevant.
Hold up. Like, first of all, why the fuck is Puerto Rico territory? Like, just give them their fucking independence, bro. They wanted to keep an eye on Cuba. That was the main part. All right, well, Cuba's fucking irrelevant. What the fuck they gonna do?
They ain't shit.
Cuba and Russia still have ties. They would never. If Russia sets up shop in Cuba now, and now we don't have a Puerto Rico. Now you got the Caribbean who has Russians right next to fucking Florida. Yeah, Florida.
Yeah, and what the fuck? The state of Florida can fucking tank them bitches. The fuck? With how much fucking guns they have.
Yeah, sure they can, but that's war, and the whole thing is to avoid war.
I mean, first of all, the Puerto Rico is irrelevant in terms of the. Like, we don't need it. Like, just give them their independence. Why do we got to keep these fucking freeloaders?
Like I said,
ain't that right, RJ Brown? Like,
the main reason is because of that, and I'm pretty sure the United States likes. Pretty sure they get tourist money out of it. So.
Oh yeah, 5 shekels.
Well, no, tourist. They have the Puerto Rico is a big tourist spot. They are. That's non-debatable.
No. CEO, you're absolutely right. Just cut the dead weight. We have all these.
Puerto Rico's got the black sand beaches. They got the mountains and all that stuff. They're big fucking tourists. The old San Juan, the new San Juan.
There's nothing we can't do. There's nothing we can't do in Florida that we can do in Puerto Rico.
Well, if that's the case, the Keys would be more popular. If that's the case, the Keys would be more popular, but they're not.
And no one cares about Puerto Rico, though. Come on, bro.
Well,
you live in Jersey. You rather live in Jersey than Puerto Rico.
I'm not arguing the Puerto Rico thing because that's just a stupid ass argument for no reason. I'm just saying the whole thing with the tourist spot. I mean, if you say Florida would do it, the Keys would be more popular, but they're not.
Yeah, why don't you go live in Puerto Rico, bro? That's why. Yeah, that's a good point.
For what?
I don't got the money to move.
If you had the option, would you go back to Puerto Rico?
No, if I had the option, I'd go to Thailand.
Thailand?
Yeah, I would like to go to Thailand.
Okay, so someone likes the lady boys.
No, I don't fuck with the lady boys. I'm just saying, I would like to go to Thailand. I would like to go to Thailand. That's just we're not gonna start with the fucking lady boys.
I mean, hold on. See, I mean, we live in America. There's a bunch of lady boys up here, so I mean, really.
Not yet. Well, no, actually, it's probably fairly the same amount, but the quality of lady boy is a little different.
Because in Thailand, you got the males are midgets, right? So they can pass easier for women. A lot of murders have happened abroad. That's all I have to say.
What, in Thailand? I'm sure, yeah, but
yeah, because they got tricked.
Listen, I'm not going there to be a passport bro and fucking fuck with a lady boy. I like Muay Thai. I like it looks beautiful. I mean,
the only good thing about Thailand is just cheap, and it's probably good like nature wise.
And that's the other thing. It's cheap and has good nature. You can do Muay Thai and fucking pay your bills.
Bro, I mean, Brandon will probably fit in because he's a fucking midget. So, what's the average height? What's the average height over there?
I think Brandon would actually be above average height over there. That's how short.
I could just do Muay Thai with all the other midgets, and we're good. That sounds fun to me.
Yeah, I heard Thailand is beautiful. I'll listen to that.
Yeah, right. I don't get why there's so many fucking trannies over there. I just don't get it. You would think some Asian cultures would be more strict.
I'm gonna use that same logic towards Atlanta. Why the fuck is there so many trannies in Atlanta?
I just don't get it. Like, it's supposed to be conservative state, right?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Nah, listen, I'm not going anywhere near fucking Malaysia, fucking Philippines is cheap too. I mean, listen, Asian countries, first of all, I don't want to learn the language. I'm just keeping a buck. Like, I don't want to learn fucking Chinese, the only Asian country I like is Japan, and learning Japanese would be a fucking headache. Nah, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, you know it's funny because like there's a lot of girl liberals that like love the Asian culture, if you know what I'm talking about, and they're like, oh yeah, Japan, anime and all that shit, and they don't realize like Japan's like one of the most racist fucking countries in the world.
No, I mean Asian countries in general are fucking racist as fuck.
Japan stinks. Good in Japan's PlayStation. That's it.
No, listen, the Japanese have good shows and
Japanese stink. That's why we beat them in the fucking war.
Listen, the Japanese have good shows and they have good technology.
What shows?
I
would like to go.
What the fuck? All right, go ahead, Brian.
I would like to go to Japan for a vacation or something. You know, it would be dope, I think.
I mean, the only thing is just like, I'm a firm believer because I know a lot of these fucking Americans now that, because anime is so big, right?
Oh, yeah.
They are so obsessed with Japan because their influence is coming to the States via anime and shit like that.
And Korea.
And Korea. But the thing is, like, the animes and shit, that's just a fucking story. If you go to Japan, it's very secular society, everyone's very conservative, not like religiously conservative, but just conservative in general. And it's just, if you don't know Japanese, bro, like, don't waste your time. They're fucking racist as shit. I'm just keeping it a buck.
That and Korea, they're both fucking racist as hell. Now, granted, I don't really give a fuck, but it's just
it's not like when people think of racism, they think, oh, you're black. No, if you're not Japanese, they're fucking racist.
I mean, that's the majority of fucking.
Yeah, but see, this turned into an America issue. It's like, I hate that shit with America. I'm not trying to get too political, but like you hold these standards for America and you neglect those. I mean, obviously America's better, but you hold these, like, they'll be like, oh, we're supposed to allow everybody in our borders, but no other country does it. So it's like,
no, Brandon, you know what's the thing? Japanese racism is more acceptable than American racism, and that shit pisses me off, right? Because it's like, oh yeah, it's cool. Like the Japanese, oh no, it's like they treat it so casually. It's like, oh yeah, the Japanese just don't want to marry people that are not Japanese. Like that's so fine. Like they don't want to race mix. That's cool. But if you do that in the U.S., it's like, oh my god, you're fucking Nazi. Like. It's the fucking standards are not the same, apparently.
Nowadays, if you say, oh, I don't like, I'm gonna try to be politically correct here. I'm sorry, I don't like trans women. Oh, well, they're women, so why wouldn't you like women? You don't like women?
Hold on. Didn't I say that? Didn't I say? I think I said to see. I don't know if Brandon was. I said heterosexual men will be shamed for not dating transgender women because they're quote woman, even though they're not. No. That's where we draw the line. This is why I don't believe that trans women are women.
But shit like this, you hold America to these standards, like, and not you, but I'm saying they swear we're supposed to do it, but no other country gets to smoke. Like we have to allow people in the country illegally, but no other country literally does it.
So no, it's not even that. It's not even that. It's like, apart from the whole legal bullshit, I'm talking about from a cultural aspect, right? Like other countries can be racist as fuck, and that's just their culture. And we should accept that. And we should be open to their fucking racism. But if we do it, we're the biggest assholes on planet Earth.
Here's the problem. You guys are failed rules, and I realize this. America is a big pot of all races. Japanese is just literally Japanese. They're not.
Yes. Japan is a very homogenous country. I agree with that. And this is why the whole that America is ridiculously racist narrative is bullshit. Because let's just be honest here. Apart from Africa, where can a black person achieve what they're achieving if not in the U.S.? You think you're gonna do that shit in Japan?
They can't even do it in Africa.
That's what I'm saying. It's like it's not as bad. Like if you're a minority, this country's actually pretty good. I'm just keeping it a buck in terms of like not. You have casual racists here and there, but they have no power and they're just corny and no one gives a fuck. But with Japan, it's like a structural thing. It's a way. It's kind of like it's acceptable over there, which I understand at the same time. But it's just like don't put us like liberals are okay with their racism, but not ours. I don't get it.
Yeah, it don't make sense.
I'm gonna keep real. I'm kind of seeing a shift change with that stuff. There's a lot of people saying, you know what, it is what it is. Like people are starting to kind of wake up to this bullshit. So
that's why the election went the way it did. Is there any other topics, or did we just run out of topics?
Basketball Hall of Fame.
Who the fuck cares about that?
Well, your boy got in there, the Puerto Rican Melo. Feel me?
I mean, yeah, okay. He was.
And speaking of Thailand, the Dwight Howard got in too.
That's a little different.
You know what I'm saying, bro? I want to talk about. I'm making a video about this, but college football, and I know CEO's probably gonna do 10 bat flicks about this. Is about to die. It's about to fucking die with this fucking playoff bullshit. And I saw it come from a mile away. And it's fucking ridiculous. We need 16 fucking teams in there.
16?
Sorry.
They're about to put 16?
Yes, they're about to expand to 16.
Damn,
their goal is 18. Their goal is 18.
They should just stick with the 12 for now until it.
No, they shouldn't. They should probably lower it to fucking 6, to be honest with you, because I'm sorry. SMU, Indiana, Arizona State, Penn State, Boise State, fucking who else was in there? Tennessee don't belong in there.
If you lower it to 6, well, I wanted to let you know something. If you lower it to 6, Penn State's still going to be there.
I'm sorry. Penn State's like, no, you guys don't deserve to be in the playoffs.
I'm saying if you lower it to anything, if you put it to anything above 4, Penn State's going to be in it.
No, Penn State's not making the top 4. Absolutely not.
If you have anything more than 4, like if it was 4 before, if you do, because they were literally 6. So, and they were 3 for.
I'll put Georgia above in there over you fucking queers.
Yeah, they're not gonna do that. But I would say keep it at 12 for now, or lower it to 8. But keep it at 12 for now until it's a proven product, and then fucking expand if you want.
No bullshit. No, don't expand it. That's like the NFL saying, "Well, you know, we're gonna."
I'm saying they're gonna do it anyway, so just fucking just stick with what you got for now.
That's the problem. They're gonna do it.
If I had any say, I'd say just fucking stick with what you got for now and see. Let it be a proven product.
This is gonna be one of those things where it's gonna be like, oh, okay, we have to get through 2 shitty playoff games before we get to the real one.
Yes. My problem is that for the NFL, we're gonna have to get through a 20-game regular season to the playoffs.
College sports, like there's nothing that captures the magic of fucking March Madness, and every other college sport wants to try to like make some improvements here and there to try to make it better. It's just not gonna happen.
You know what I'm saying? And I wish college basketball would get their shit together and give us another star, but you know,
it's okay. You don't like Cooper Flag?
Cooper Flag, I mean, he's all right, but it's just like he's not a fucking Zion. I'm sorry.
Cooper Flag is about to save Atlanta. Probably, I don't know.
Like Cooper Flag, like I mean, granted, I haven't watched him play. Maybe he is good. I don't know, but it's like,
Is it because he's white, RJ?
No. But why do people think I fucking hate all these white people?
I'm joking. I am joking.
Like, these dude thinks I hate Dalton Kincaid. I'm like, bro, I don't hate Dalton.
Who?
You did, or you thought I hated Austin Reeves. I'm like, bro, I never said a word about Austin.
No, I thought you hated Austin Reeves just because you didn't like Austin Reeves, not because he's white. I just thought you.
When do I? Steve, did I ever say anything about Austin Reeves to you?
No, never.
No, well, I'm saying it was because we were playing 2K. I'm like, yeah, I thought you didn't like Austin Reeves. It just popped up in my head. That's it.
Yeah, but like, why? Yeah, so what the fuck?
I don't know. I just didn't think you liked somebody like Austin Reeves.
People want to study Antonio Brown's brain. I want to study Brandon's brain when he dies.
No,
there's nothing wrong with that because how many times have you fucking made an assumption that was never said? That's just an assumption. I thought maybe you didn't like a player like Austin Reeves. That's it.
But Brandon, I wouldn't.
You don't like the Lakers you do like. I don't know if you like the Lakers or not, but it don't seem like you like the Lakers too much.
I mean, he's indifferent.
All right, see, I just made another assumption. I didn't think you liked the Lakers.
I don't like the Lakers.
See, he doesn't like the Lakers. That's probably why I thought you didn't like the Lakers because I heard.
Okay, time out. But he's a Boston fan. That's why he don't like the Lakers. Boston. I have nothing against the Lakers.
I mean, there's a lot of fucking. You don't like the Bulls, I assume, if that's the case.
No, I have nothing against the Bulls. The only teams I
don't like. Hold on, the
Bulls
Bulls and Knicks had a huge rivalry back in the day.
Yeah, great. I wasn't around. I don't give a fuck. At the end of the day, the Bulls are irrelevant. Come on, though. Like, who gives a fuck? Boston, okay, yes. Not Cleveland. Philly, yeah. Any other team, I really don't give a fuck about.
What the fuck we talking about Austin Reeves? I just thought you didn't like him. That's it. I didn't. What the hell does that do? I thought you didn't like him. I was wrong.
Brandon, when you die, bro, can you donate your brain to science?
Because you didn't. Because I don't think you like, or I didn't think you like Austin Reeves. It's not that.
Okay, fine. But there has to be a reason for it. You just came out. You just come up with the fans. Oh, you don't like. That's just a weird thing to do.
Yeah.
Hold on. Fuck that. You're the one making it weird.
Brandon, I'm gonna give you an example. Brandon, I really think you hate Jalen Green.
I mean,
you see how dumb that sounds? You never said anything about Jalen Green.
Well, hold on. At least pick a team. At least pick a team that's relevant.
Oh my gosh, the Rockets like the 5th seed.
I know, but like a big market team. There's a difference. This is Lakers big market team.
Like, come on, dog.
Yo, that is weird. You just pulled that out your ass.
I know you don't. Hold on. You know what? This is probably where it came from. I know you don't like D'Angelo Russell.
Yeah, I have to explain why he stinks.
That was his teammate, Austin Reeves. There you go. Perfect.
I didn't like D'Lo forever. I say he stinks. He sucks.
You know where actually the Austin Reeves thing came from? It's because when I was playing with when we were playing, they have the story of the heart, some shit, whatever the hell it's called in 2K, and I got the Austin Reeves and I got the Austin Reeves jersey by winning it basically. And he was like, "Oh, you got an Austin Reeves jersey?" I was like, "Yeah," but the way he said it kind of made it seem like he didn't like Austin Reeves. That's it. I was like, "Wait, you don't like Austin Reeves?"
No, I was just shocked. I was like, why would you spend VC on? I didn't know you could earn that shit. I was like,
yeah, you could. But see, there you go. Because you're like, oh, why would you spend VC? I'm like, I didn't. There you go. You assumed that I spent VC, and I didn't.
No, but Brandon, that's like me. Like, out of all the players you can spend VC on, you do it on Austin Reeves. It has nothing to do with Austin Reeves. I mean, Austin Reeves only has like 10 jersey sales throughout his career.
It just seemed like you didn't like him when you asked the question. That's it.
Brandon,
it was your delivery, RJ.
Brandon, please donate your brain to science.
It was your delivery.
Do it right now, actually. Do it right now.
I feel like this is like when the girl was like, "Did you look at me the wrong way or some shit?"
RJ, if you would fix your delivery, I would have never known.
I don't gotta fix shit. CEO can tell when I hate somebody and I don't hate somebody.
Okay, but he didn't hear the conversation when it happened.
I don't remember this conversation, bro. I think you make shit up in your brain.
No, like, you saw me wearing the Austin Reeves jersey after I won it, and then that's what you asked me, like, why you got an Austin Reeves jersey?
Or maybe just Brandon, I have a life, and I just don't remember, like.
How the fuck do you deal with this all week?
He's the one that brings. First off, he's the one that brings it up. He's the one that fucking brought it up. Like what?
Oh my god, I forgot what I just brought up because this is so hilarious. People get to see this is what I deal with. So you see how the headache, your brain cells are dying. Imagine dealing with this 6 days out of the week.
Yeah, RJ, if you never brought up the things you brought up, this wouldn't be a thing. Okay,
like come on, bro.
What the hell were we talking about before you? Brought up Austin Reeves.
You know what I'm saying? College football and why it's gonna fucking die with this bullshit that's gonna be going on.
Oh, because I thought you didn't like. I was like, wait, you don't like Cooper Flag?
Yeah, Cooper Flag. Yeah.
Well, you never watched him, so I mean, I don't know.
I didn't say I didn't. I just don't. Yeah, great. I might like him after that, but it's just with Zion. It was like it had aura. I know you're not a big fan of aura. You know what I'm saying?
Aura makes sense for some cases and not for others. I mean, yeah, Zion had aura. I mean, Zion still has aura, and he's still the biggest bust of all time.
Yeah, Brandon, you would not let that shit go. Every time you watch Zion, you're just gonna hear me saying that is the biggest.
Listen, maybe now that you said it, I'll think about it more, and maybe eventually I'll agree with you. I just feel like it's early. I don't know. For me, it feels like
it's like every time I see Draymond Green shoot a 3 in the NBA, I think of you and just strangling
you. You get fucking PTSD when I fucking. I don't know if CEO. I'm lethal with Draymond Green in 2K. Like absolutely fucking.
Like, he'll miss shots with Steph Curry and Kevin Durant, but Draymond, that fucking shot.
I'm a shooter with Draymond and Dennis Rodman.
No, Brendan, why don't you click into your mind? Oh, it's probably too tall.
I'm Dennis Rodman and Draymond. You know, those are my two. Those are my two sharpshooters. And Leon Rose. Yeah, I don't remember Leon Rose. Remember I was making all those contested ass 3 fucking shots.
Leon Rose?
Yeah. Remember, like it was literally contested, and I kept fucking greening it.
Leon Rose was a player?
Not Leon Rose. Fucking Jalen Rose. Sorry.
Oh,
I'm getting tired.
I don't remember that.
Jalen Rose. Yeah, because we it was one of our.
Okay, Jalen Rose. So.
Yeah, but it was all contested. None of that should have went in. But I hit like 5 greens in a row.
Oh, whoa! Time out. Since we got CEO here, CEO, can you please explain this Justin Tucker shit going on?
Oh yeah, basically he's apparently Deshaun Watson. So
they call him Justin Tucker.
It's Justin Tucker. Well, I mean, so I don't know what's with these NFL players and massages or some shit, but apparently, you know, he's been doing inappropriate things in the massage room and whipping his dick out and shit. You know.
Listen, when you got.
I mean, listen, it's like multiple people have come out against him and all that shit. No one's suing for money or a lot of them aren't coming forward publicly. I mean, so
they're all waiting for Tony Busby to call them up so they can sue for money at the end of the day.
Yeah,
I don't want to say none of it's true. Like Deshaun Watson, like after a certain amount of women, some of it's got to be true, but it's like out of 25 women, at least 20 of those are fake.
No, I mean there has to be.
Justin Tucker's at 16 right now.
Okay, so I just want to say something. I hate to bring it here, and people go, RJ, you're a liberal? No, I'm not a liberal. I find it funny. Now, 16 is a lot. But let's be correct.
Yeah, that is a lot.
That's a fucking lot. And I do agree with Brandon. Some, maybe even if 2 of them is true. I find it funny how Deshaun Watson, we had to fucking rake the coals over this guy, which maybe be justified, but Justin Tucker is not getting near as coverage as fucking Deshaun Watson. I wonder why. What's the difference between Justin Tucker and Deshaun Watson?
Don't fucking. I know you said liberal. Don't fucking go there.
I'm sorry. Someone has to say. Someone has to say.
Listen,
I'll say this.
I'll say this. Deshaun does play a more important position.
Exactly.
Right? But Deshaun was. Listen, Tucker's very well known, so it's not like he's a fucking irrelevant asswipe. And this is why it's not getting covered, right?
Yeah, you kicked the longest field goal in NFL history.
Listen.
So did Matt Prater at one point.
Part of the reason, I mean, Tucker, it's just, listen, Deshaun got raked over the coals. I mean, Tucker, no one's really talking about it. I mean, some media members are talking about it, like fucking Rob Parker, because, you know, he loves to pull the race card anytime he can. But they're giving him a little bit more grace than they did Deshaun.
I wonder why.
I mean,
I don't know. Listen, and this is why I hate liberals, because they do it for everything. That's really nothing. But
no, but in some cases,
like this
true.
happens, it's like it's clear, apparent. Like 16, that's a lot.
No. I mean, listen, I will say this: like, yeah, liberals cry wolf way too much, but sometimes the wolf is actually coming. So. In this case, I mean, yeah, they're not dragging him over the coals like they did Deshaun Watson. And I mean, in Baltimore, they are. They just we want him to fuck on. And listen, this isn't because I'm picking sides or I know what happened. I just don't want the fucking drama. And by the way, he kind of sucked dick last year and cost us a shit ton of games.
That's why y'all want him the fuck out of it.
So I'm just like, get the fuck up out of here, bro. Like, I don't.
When it comes to Justin Tucker, before we get to the race stuff, listen, maybe it could be. I'm not gonna say it's not, but they also kind of, I don't know. One, yeah, Deshaun Watson's a quarterback. It's a bigger spotlight. It's a very, Justin Tucker is Justin Tucker, but it's a very big spotlight to be a quarterback. And on top of that, the NFL kind of, I want to say they kind of made a mistake with the way they handled Deshaun Watson stuff too, because at the end of the day, it got settled, and it wasn't big until Tony Busby took the cases as well. Like it was news, but until Tony Busby took those cases, then it exploded. So you never know. Busby takes these cases, and then Justin Tucker's thrown in the fire too. And also a kicker, he's still a kicker at the end of the day. It's irrelevant.
Bro, no. The NFL, we're not tolerating this. We're not doing like, bro, some irrelevant fucking like. I'll give you a prime example. What's that ass's name that played for the Giants? Chad Wheeler literally strangled a bitch, and when she woke up, said, "Damn, I'm surprised you're still alive." Gets no coverage until social media comes out, but like an irrelevant, like fucking Ronnie Anderson.
Well, also,
gets, like fucking hold on. Like someone, Ronnie Anderson, who plays for Oklahoma, by the way. Very relevant school as an Oklahoma fan and plays for college football. He's getting raked over the clothes on ESPN. So
Dexter Lawrence this year, there was rumors that he apparently texted a minor or whatever. You didn't hear about it because it wasn't big enough fucking news. Whether it was true or not.
It's not proven.
No. First off,
this nigga doing eating quarters?
No, I'm playing with a fucking bottle.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Deshaun's still not proven. One, it's not proven, and neither is Justin Tucker.
I'm talking about Ronnie Anderson and fucking Chad Wheeler.
Well, we're talking with these recent cases. That was back.
Here's we're putting apart from the media coverage, right? Like we're put in difficult positions. You know why? Because I'm just keeping it a buck. It's hard nowadays to trust these females. All right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Let's just keep it a buck. I know this doesn't have to do with no misogyny or none of that shit. It's just look at the recent case with the Fox News thing with Joy Taylor. Joy Taylor was having sexual relations with the Fox News executive, right? And guess what happened? She said in those leaked confessions from that woman, she said that if this ever went south, she would accuse the guy that she got raped or sexually assault. So we now know that women do weaponize this against men. This is abundantly clear. So we're put in a position where it's kind of like if you say, well, listen, I can't automatically believe the woman, then automatically you're a rapist sympathizer, some shit like that, right? So, and if you and the more women come out, it's like, okay, because there's a certain number of women that came out, automatically it means it's true, right? My only thing is, although I for some reason I do think he did it. I don't know why. I feel like he did because he was old. Like, let's just be honest. The Catholic niggas aren't beating these accusations. All right. Let's just be honest. And he's Catholic, and I'm like, oh, you're Catholic. All right, you probably did it. No offense, but I will. But let's be honest. Like, women do weaponize this, and what I don't like about a lot of women do is that they supposedly keep this information, and then when one woman comes out, all of them come out at the same time, like this group pack mentality bullshit. And I'm just like, is this real? Because it feels so fake when they do that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Me too.
Because it's like, okay, oh, she came out. Now you can. Oh, there's one from Minnesota. Now one from Alabama. I'm like, why didn't you say anything in the first place?
Because, CEO, you don't know how hard it is to get sexually assaulted and reported to the police. That's fucking hard shit.
Right, yeah, and if I got shanked in the middle of the fucking street, then, I can't tell it to the police because you know how hard I'm traumatized. I just got shanked. Like, go to the police. I'm tired of women doing this, and it needs to be called out. If you have been...
I agree. CEO, I agree with you. I agree. But you have to understand, and I think we kind of talked about this, I'm not saying I disagree, but it is a woman. Like a woman, right. I'm not saying for all, but I can understand like a woman be like, it was hard for me to do it, like the shame of it. No, to a certain degree.
Maybe you're correct. Maybe I'm thinking too much with a male brain here, right?
But I do agree you should go with it to the police.
No, it's just my thing is, there was one spot with the Tucker situation where the woman came out or whatever, and then Justin Tucker's lawyer got a letter from the massage parlor saying that that Tucker has never done anything inappropriate in their establishment. But the woman that was the massage therapist, she says she never went to management and talked about it because she basically she was scared of getting fired. I'm like, what? You're scared of going to management. You just got some nigga, some lame just whipped out his dick on you, right?
Yeah. And
you don't report that to management you because you're afraid that you're going to lose it. I mean, at some point, RJ, I understand women are different; they're more sensitive.
Now, but I can't believe I'm playing devil advocate.
Yeah, go on.
Because Justin Tucker, let's be for real, to that massage parlor, he's a millionaire. And he is a millionaire compared to him. Maybe he's funding them or some shit like that, gives them a lot of money, and they're like, nah, you're not going to fuck this shit up. But also, on the other case, think about, wow, we could sue this nigga for a lot of money. So,
yeah, it's just that's the thing, RJ, because nowadays, ever since the Me Too movement popped off, like niggas been.
That's to the point, like these hoes, like I can't give them the benefit of the doubt because
I can't, no, because back in the day, I gave them the benefit of the doubt automatically. Like, nowadays, I'm like, oh shit, especially with the Joy Taylor shit and all these women. I'm like, yes, they weaponize this shit against them. And when the Deshaun, and by the way, this isn't me saying, I actually do believe Justin Tucker did it, and I think he's a closeted weirdo. So that's just me going on the record.
You could tell in the eyes.
Yeah, the eyes. Thank you. I always thought like the dude and the Catholic thing. Listen, this is not me trying to, try to disparage Catholics, but come on, you guys don't exactly have the best reputation. But when it comes,
speaking of Catholics, I don't fuck with the Pope, so I'm smoking his pack in about a couple hours.
So
he's about to die soon. I don't know if you guys know. He's on like critical condition. We're smoking.
Well, I didn't know that.
We're smoking his pack pretty fucking soon.
Hey man, listen. Go ahead, see you.
Yeah, okay. As I was saying, my thing is with women is like, I want to believe you because no one wants sexual predators to roam about and whip out their dick and do weird shit. I mean, you're a millionaire and you're out there doing weird shit. Like, that's just disgusting. But when it comes to the Deshaun Watson situation in particular, I always thought he hired massage therapists, but they were just low-key prostitutes. And in that case scenario, when you hire massage therapists and they're low-key prostitutes, then that starts a whole big deal because it's like, okay, what was consensual, what wasn't consensual? Like, I can't. If you're a prostitute, I can't really give you the benefit of the doubt. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're there to fuck. Come on, man.
Yeah, and like, you know what? I just want to say one thing real quick. You know, there's one guy who got away with this completely, and no one gave a fuck. Shout out to Robert Kraft.
Okay, well, Robert Kraft's situation was slightly different.
Slightly.
In that no woman came out and said that he sexually abused him. It was just that he went to a massage therapy, right?
Yep.
To have basically he paid for prostitution. And by the way, that's what I think they all did. Like, I think the vast majority of massage therapy, like fucking Deshaun Watson case, he said he got a massage therapist off of Instagram. Who gets a massage therapist off of Instagram? He probably went to an Instagram model. They decided to hook up, and she claimed she was a massage therapist.
And funny enough, none of them need private massage therapy. They have it all funded by
they have it in the fucking facility for free.
They have everything they need there. They could live at the facility and be okay.
Nah, listen, I'm in a situation where I can't trust nobody. All right. Too many lying hoes out here. It is what it is. I'm sorry. But I do think Justin Tucker did it. I want him off my team, and he's kicking his ass. So
what's talking about? You want him off the team because he stinks, which I'm not, it is what it is. Like, come on, man.
I mean, he stinks.
If Justin Tucker was kicking 70-yard field goals, you'd be like, well, you know what? I mean, who gives a fuck? You know what I'm saying? Unlike UFC fans.
Well, you can't be a creep and be ass at your job. You know, you got to be one or the other.
Yeah, and by the way,
as a former Giants fan, I said, listen, I want Deshaun on my team. Who gives a fuck? You know what I'm saying?
And by the way, we know that Cleveland isn't a racist organization because even after the allegations, they gave him a fully guaranteed contract.
Cleveland's too poverty to fucking be racist. Beggars can't be choosers.
Tucker ain't getting no new contract like fucking Deshaun Watson did. So.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And also, man, I said this about, because a lot of people, one of my favorite players in 2K is Kobe Bryant. I don't give a fuck if you raped two people. You know how many games this asshole's won me? I don't give a fuck.
Put politics aside, I don't know if you know, but Donald Trump's about to do another statue for Kobe and the whatever fucking African hero things, whatever, or black heroes, whatever fuck it is.
Oh,
and everybody's getting mad because it's Donald Trump. Everybody's getting mad talking about, oh, well, Kobe's a racist. So, Kobe's racist. Kobe's a rapist. So why would you do this? Like, liberals will even say, Kobe's a rapist. Like, you guys weren't cheering for Kobe. Like,
come on, doesn't Kobe already have a statue?
Another statue. Hopefully a better fucking statue.
Here's the thing. First of all, Deshaun Watson is partly to blame for his situation because first of all, why are you hiring prostitutes off Instagram? That's stupid. And second of all, if you played good, you would have got the Kobe treatment, and that people, or you would have got the Big Ben treatment. No one talks about Big Ben's sexual shit. Like, you could have made it go away, but instead you folded like a lawn chair, made Cleveland look like a dumbass for giving you all that fucking money.
Yep.
And so I don't have no sympathy for Deshaun Watson because he could have helped his own situation. He didn't decide to do it. Now with the Kobe thing, didn't he get off of that? I mean, he was never convicted, right?
No, he was never convicted, and let's be fair, he won 3 championships. He won 2 championships right after that, so like, oh, yo, fuck.
I mean, listen, bro. Liberals are like this. Any accusation from a woman is deemed automatically truth. It's automatically, like, that's how it works. If a black person said you said something racist, it's automatically true.
Republicans are like that too. They're pretty fucking simpish for themselves.
But
too.
the thing is,
Republicans are retarded. Just look at Mike and Brandon.
I never. Whatever. Anyway, that's every group ever. The thing is, it's just like, let's keep it real. We're not gonna say, oh, well, he's a rapist. We're gonna get mad about the statue. Like, there's ulterior motive to all this. And as far as Justin Tucker, we got to see if it's innocent or proven guilty. We don't know.
Nah, get him off my team, bro.
All I know is he cost the Ravens a lot of games. That's all I know.
Yeah, and he should get the fuck up out of here.
You know what's crazy? The time that Daniel Jones beat the Ravens, he missed the field goal that day too, I think.
Oh, fuck that nigga.
So now you definitely fucking know how.
Well, don't worry, CEO. You'll get your. Well, I don't know, CEO. You might get swept next year if the fucking Steelers pick up Daniel Jones. Just saying.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I would love for that to happen.
You know what's crazy? I'm my fault. RJ, I'm so mad we never made, because you said we were gonna bet on DJ's extension. I told you he was gonna get extended, and you were like, "Oh, how much you want to bet?" We were gonna put a lot of fucking money on that, and I never fucking did it. I'm kicking myself because I would have made. We were talking like $500. We were going crazy on it, and I would have made some fucking serious money on that.
Well, listen, the only thing I know is when you get cooked in basketball 1v1, have my money. All right.
Listen,
and CEO's money too.
RJ.
That's fact.
Well, RJ's not. I mean, CEO's not playing me in basketball. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, he said he wanted to put bet on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but Brandon doesn't bet anymore because he learned that God doesn't like when he bets.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, that's the only thing I have. I know it sounds like coke, and it probably is, but like, there's nothing else that makes sense, because when I make picks without fucking betting, I get it right. It's bullshit.
Time out. Did you guys bet last year for the Knicks Celtics?
Yeah, that's when I said they were gonna sweep them. So, and
then were you guys gonna make a bet if we matched up in the playoffs too?
Yeah,
last year, not this year.
No, last year. Yeah, we were. Yeah.
I don't remember.
I don't remember that, but I mean, maybe I don't know.
Yeah, can I say something? I'm not trying to go back to that Knicks Celtics game, but can I just say something about the Celtics that really not like, it doesn't piss me off that the Celtics do this. It's pissing me off that the Knicks can't stop. The Celtics, when they're up, when they play the Knicks, just don't care. They're like, okay, we beat them. We're gonna just jack up a lot of 2K shots and not care. It's just like, I hate the fact that the Celtics like don't take the Knicks seriously. That just irks me.
To be fair, Boston has done that with like mad fucking teams this year. Besides the Mavericks, really enough. But Boston has done that so many fucking times this year. It's just, we got the spotlight because it's New York. But like,
no, every time I see the Celtics playing the Knicks, it feels like little brother. Like, oh yeah, whatever. Like, it's kind of like y'all ain't doing shit. And I feel like the Knicks are mentally shot. They feel like it's like when someone plays the Chiefs, right? Where it's kind of like, yeah, we're gonna lose. Like, they go into the game thinking they're gonna lose. I think that's why the Knicks keep losing.
Listen, we need to re-sign Evan Fournier. Evan Fournier was a killer for.
Yeah, fuck out of here, that French fag.
Evan Fournier had us. Because we were beating y'all consistently with Evan Fournier, but whatever.
That just irks me so much. And that's why I want to win that Cleveland game. Like, bro, like, I'm watching that game. It's the first quarter. I'm like, how the hell do they have 40? 48, but I'm like, this, like, what? What?
Sorry.
4, like 38. I'm like, what are y'all doing?
Sorry, they're not fucking with Giannis next year.
If we get Giannis, yes, CEO, you should be very afraid. You feel me? Oh, that's what I want to ask you, Brandon. So, hypothetically speaking, we're gonna leave Cat at the 5 and put Giannis at the 4.
Probably.
I mean, I really don't like that idea of Cat being the 5. I don't like Cat being a 5. So
Cat as a 5, like, I mean, even if by CEO's logic, because CEO said there's not a lot of good centers, it really wouldn't matter.
yes, it does. I mean, we see there's a reason why the Timberwolves traded for what's the name, Rudy Gobert.
I mean, the only center worth a damn right now is fucking Jokic.
Joker, yep.
And
Sangoon.
listen, and you know what? It's great. I hope you do get Giannis, because if you manage to lose and not win shit when you got Giannis on your team, bro, you all will lose faith in the Knicks forever.
Leon, I'll be ahead of the Leon curve.
This is gonna be Giants 2.0. Everyone's gonna stop giving a fuck about the Knicks.
Hold on. Hello?
No, you can put me on fucking thing. My fucking cat fucked up the Wi-Fi. He disconnected the Wi-Fi, fucking me out of the stream, and I was winning my 2K game.
Oh, well, Brandon, you hear Brandon now. He said, I was like, why is he calling me if he's on stream?
Man, that's what you get for having fucking cats.
Stream?
The CEO said that's what you get for having a cat.
Am I on stream? Can they hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah, we can hear him.
Okay, to finish my fucking point, if that's the case, I don't mind, because CEO said himself that the centers aren't even that good, so it really wouldn't matter.
Wait.
I mean, what, you can put Giannis at the 5, I guess. I mean, they're both the same height.
I mean, you got two bigs like that. It really does it matter who's out rebounding that?
Listen, the moment if y'all get Giannis and don't win shit, you will officially start hating the NBA.
I wouldn't start hating the NBA.
Well, first off, that's the case. I would hate the NBA today for fucking the fact that we just fucking lost 3 times and 3 ass whoopings to the Celtics. But no, it's like you just wanted to hear that, fucker. So you know what? Now that I'm on the phone, you're probably out of topics. I assume you're probably gonna wrap up.
Yeah.
It's already 12, so
you know
yeah.
what? We can wrap up now. I stay by on the fucking phone. Fuck you, CEO.
I own you and just have my money ready, bitch.
CEO's such a fucking queer. You know what? I'm gonna pay you $1 a day for the next 150 days.
That would be funny.
$1 a day. What the fuck?
Oh, well, Brandon, before I hang up, is there anything you want to say to the chat? Master J says, thank you, Wi-Fi, for cutting out Brandon.
Shout out chat for always shitting on Brandon.
Oh, well, 2 things. One, I haven't seen Kaiju on Discord, but I still see Master J. So that still fucking goes to my theory. And 2, Master J's fucking fat queer who hasn't touched pussy since the day he came out, and he's fucking cosplaying as Kaiju. So why the fuck would I care? He's no better than Michael. At least Michael has a fucking, $100 in the platform.
Well, is that it?
For as far as Master J, as far as everybody else in the chat, if there's anybody left over, shout out to you guys. Y'all ain't gonna see me for a bit until the Knicks beat the Celtics in the playoffs pretty soon.
Yeah, okay. So never.
Yeah.
Pretty soon.
Well, we are gonna play in the playoffs. I will say that.
And that's gonna be nice 6-game win. You know what? We'll take you out of 7 and beat you out of 7, and in your garden.
That is realistic, CEO.
Bro said, well, you're a Trump supporter that lives in an RV.
That is okay, whatever. RV is better than fucking living the fucking dungeon your mom has you chained in. But this is besides the case. So to wrap up, see y'all soon. CEO, fuck you. You'll have your money, but don't worry about it. I'll have the last laugh.
Yeah, sure about that.
Yeah, all right. Well, I'll see you tomorrow, Ryan. And as it goes for CEO, anything last thing you want to say to the chat before we wrap up?
Yeah, shout out to the chat for always shitting on Brandon. All right, so I got nothing bad to say for y'all. Good job shitting on Brandon.
Yep, and I know CEO enjoyed that game earlier today. So it is what it is. Huh?
No, it's the facts.
All right, but until next Sunday, peace.